Welcome to Biohacking for Beginners. Unlock your body's full potential with simple science-based habits by Dr. Mariah Hartman. In this audiobook, you'll learn how small, measurable actions can completely transform your energy, focus, and longevity, without expensive tools or extreme methods. Each chapter will guide you through practical, science-based strategies to help you understand your body, build awareness, and design habits that truly work for you. Think of this journey as your personal roadmap toward clarity, vitality, and lasting performance. Let's begin and discover what your body is truly capable of. Biohacking for Beginners. Unlock your body's full potential with simple, science-based habits. Practical strategies for more energy, focus, and longevity. Dedication. For those who believe growth begins within. To my family and mentors who reminded me that change starts one mindful habit at a time. And to every reader courageous enough to take the first step, this journey is yours. Acknowledgements. Writing Biohacking for Beginners has been a journey of discovery, patience, and deep gratitude. This book would not exist without the encouragement and wisdom of many remarkable people who reminded me that growth, both physical and personal, thrives when we support one another. To my family, thank you for your unwavering belief in my work and for grounding me when curiosity carried me too far into research rabbit holes. Your love and laughter gave this project its heartbeat. To my mentors and teachers, both in science and in life, thank you for challenging my thinking and showing me that true health begins with awareness, not perfection. A sincere thank you to my early readers who tested every suggestion, questioned every claim, and helped shape these ideas into something practical and empowering. To the researchers, biohackers, and wellness pioneers whose curiosity continues to redefine what human potential looks like, your work lights the path forward. I'm deeply grateful to my editor, whose insight and clarity elevated every chapter, and to the design team for bringing the spirit of this book to life on the page. Collaboration made this project infinitely better. Finally, to you, the reader, thank you for choosing growth, for daring to experiment, and for believing that small, consistent changes can unlock something extraordinary. This book is a reflection of your courage and commitment to a better version of yourself. Introduction. The new era of health optimization. It starts the same way for many of us. You wake up already tired. You reach for your phone before your feet touch the ground, scroll for a few groggy minutes, and then rush into a day that feels more like survival than living. You try to eat better, maybe squeeze in a workout, perhaps even meditate between meetings, but by evening, your energy tank is empty again. You lie in bed wondering how some people seem to thrive effortlessly while you're doing everything right. This is where modern wellness often lets us down. We've been told health means avoiding disease, but not necessarily feeling vibrant, focused, or strong. We've been taught to fix problems after they arise rather than design systems that help us feel and perform better every day. But what if optimization, not recovery, could be the foundation of your health? That's where biohacking comes in, though not in the sci-fi sense. It's not about implanting chips, drinking butter coffee all day, or living inside a cryo chamber. True biohacking is simply taking agency over your biology by making small, measurable changes that improve how your body and mind function. It's science turned inward. It's curiosity turned into action. What biohacking really means. At its core, biohacking is self-experimentation guided by biology. It's asking, what happens if I change one input in my system, like my sleep schedule, diet, or light exposure, and measure the output? It's personal science on a human scale. You are the laboratory, the scientist, and the experiment all at once. Every cell in your body runs on data, nutrients, hormones, light, movement, and thought. Biohacking helps you tune into that data by noticing patterns and adjusting them with intention. And here's the best part. You don't need an expensive gadget, a genetic test, or an ice bath subscription to get started. Some of the most effective biohacks are free: sunlight in the morning, deep breathing to shift your nervous system, walking after meals, or having consistent sleep rhythms. These small inputs reshape your body's chemistry faster than you think. The rise of the everyday biohacker. 10 years ago, biohacking was a fringe concept whispered about in Silicon Valley, where people used nootropics and sleep trackers to push productivity to its limits. But something remarkable happened. The idea spread beyond tech circles and became deeply human. Teachers, parents, shift workers, and retirees began using these same principles not to chase superhuman performance, but to reclaim basic vitality. The new generation of biohackers isn't obsessed with perfection. They're curious, mindful, and practical. They measure progress not by how extreme their methods are, but by how consistently they show up for their goals. They value longevity over speed and awareness over control. This movement reflects a larger cultural shift. People are no longer content just to avoid illness. We want energy that lasts, sleep that restores, and mental clarity that makes every day feel purposeful. Optimization is the new wellness. Traditional health often focuses on what's broken. We wait until something hurts, spikes, or fails before we act. Optimization flips that mindset. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" biohackers ask, "How can I feel even better?" This approach doesn't replace medicine, it complements it. Optimization recognizes that your body isn't a machine to be repaired. It's an adaptable ecosystem that thrives when given the right environment. Science confirms this. Minor tweaks in diet, exercise, and mental patterns can alter gene expression, hormone balance, and even the rate of aging. Think of optimization as compound interest for your biology. Each habit, no matter how small, has a ripple effect. One improved night of sleep balances your blood sugar. Stable blood sugar improves focus. Better focus helps you make wiser food choices, and the cycle keeps building. Over time, these incremental wins accumulate into something extraordinary: sustained health and self-mastery. Why small changes matter? The human body doesn't transform through grand gestures. It evolves through quiet consistency. A daily 1% improvement might seem insignificant in the moment, but after a few weeks, the difference becomes tangible. Energy stabilizes. Mood lifts. Focus sharpens. This is why biohacking works best when approached as a lifestyle, not a checklist. You're not doing biohacking, you're living it. That could mean standing in sunlight before coffee to balance your circadian rhythm, eating meals with protein at breakfast to regulate hunger hormones, or practicing box breathing to calm the nervous system before bed. Each decision serves as a data point. You observe, adjust, and refine, just like a scientist would. And in that process, you develop body awareness, a rare skill in a world that constantly pulls our attention outward. The 4 pillars of everyday biohacking. Throughout this book, we'll simplify the science into 4 practical pillars that serve as the foundation of long-term vitality. These are not quick fixes, but lifelong tools to help you understand and upgrade your biology from the inside out. Fuel, nutrition, and metabolic health. Food is information. What and when you eat sends direct instructions to your metabolism, hormones, and mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. We'll explore how to stabilize energy, use simple timing strategies, and identify foods that help your body perform optimally without diets or deprivation. Rest, sleep, and recovery. True restoration doesn't happen at the spa. It happens while you sleep. We'll break down the science of circadian rhythms, deep sleep, and recovery habits that help you wake up rejuvenated rather than exhausted. Move, exercise, and mobility. Movement is not punishment, it's communication. Every time you stretch, lift, or walk, you're sending adaptive signals to your musculoskeletal and cardiovascular systems. This section will help you find joy in consistent movement while improving strength, flexibility, and longevity. Focus, mental clarity, and emotional regulation. No biohacking is complete without mastering your mind. Here we'll explore how mindfulness, breathing, and mindset shifts can rewire attention and emotional resilience. Mental health is not a separate domain. It's the software that directs your entire biological system. The invitation. As you turn the page, I invite you to embrace this book not as a rulebook, but as a roadmap. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. All you need is curiosity and a willingness to experiment. Think of biohacking as the art of self-alignment, of reconnecting with the incredible systems evolution has gifted you. The goal is not to become someone else, but to uncover the most energetic, aware, and balanced version of yourself. This is not the future of health. It's the present, if you choose it. Welcome to the new era of health optimization. Part 1. Foundations of Biohacking. Understanding the science, mindset, and baseline to start biohacking. The science of self-optimization. Picture this. You decide to start walking for just 10 minutes every morning. The first day feels easy, pleasant even. After a week, you notice your mood improves by mid-morning. After 2 weeks, you're sleeping a bit better. In a month, you realize that small walk has quietly become your anchor, your ritual that sets every other habit in motion. Nothing dramatic happened overnight. Yet somehow, everything started working a little better. That's the essence of self-optimization. Small, intentional changes that compound into significant transformation. Your body isn't waiting for you to become someone new. It's waiting for you to give it better instructions. Your body is built to adapt. The human body is a masterpiece of adaptation. Every system, cardiovascular, muscular, hormonal, and neurological, is constantly responding to the environment you create. Skip sleep, and your stress hormones rise. Move your body regularly, and your mitochondria multiply to produce more energy. Eat nutrient-dense foods, and your gut microbiome adjusts, influencing everything from your immune system to your mood. This responsiveness is the foundation of neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to rewire itself in response to experience. The same process that allows a musician to master a new rhythm, or an athlete to perfect their form, also allows anyone to learn focus, resilience, and calm through repetition. Neuroplasticity is not just about learning. It's your brain's built-in mechanism for optimization. The marvel of the human body is that it wants to improve. Every cell is constantly seeking equilibrium, or what physiologists call homeostasis, a stable internal environment that supports life. When you apply consistent, positive stress, like exercise, fasting, or even focused breathing, you challenge homeostasis just enough to make your system stronger. That's adaptation in action. Feedback loops, nature's optimization code. Imagine your body as a network of feedback loops, cycles of cause, effect, and adjustment. You eat something sugary, cause, your blood sugar spikes, effect, and your body releases insulin to bring it down, adjustment. If that system works well, you return to balance, improvement. If it's overloaded repeatedly, the system weakens and balance becomes harder to maintain. Every decision you make feeds into these loops. When biohackers talk about optimization, they're really talking about managing feedback loops consciously. Diet feedback. Eat more protein for a week and notice how cravings shift. Your body signals satiety differently. Sleep feedback. Go to bed an hour earlier and observe your focus the next morning. That's immediate data. Movement feedback. Start stretching for 5 minutes daily. Over a month, your posture and mood subtly improve. Focus feedback. Implement daily deep work sessions free from distractions. Gradually, attention feels easier to sustain. In each case, small environmental and behavioral choices lead to measurable changes. The more aware you are of those loops, the easier it is to guide them. Understanding homeostasis, your inner balancing act. Think of homeostasis as your body's constant negotiation with the world. Temperature, pH balance, hydration, blood glucose. All must stay within a narrow range for survival. When you disrupt that balance through poor sleep, irregular meals, or chronic stress, the body must divert energy into crisis management. Biohacking doesn't fight against homeostasis, it collaborates with it. The goal is not to push your system harder, but to create conditions where equilibrium naturally expands. For example, intermittent fasting gently challenges energy regulation, teaching your metabolism flexibility. Cold exposure teaches your circulatory system to adapt. Deep, slow breathing restores vagal tone, your nervous system's ability to return to calm. Each small challenge you introduce trains your body to become better at balancing itself, and therefore, better at thriving. Adaptation and performance. Adaptation is biology's universal language of growth. Muscles grow stronger only because they were gently broken down and rebuilt in response to stress. Neurons form new connections only when learning stretches the brain's capacity. The immune system fortifies itself after mild challenges. Performance, then, isn't about pushing limits endlessly. It's about applying the right amount of stimulus and allowing time to recover. Biohacking thrives on this principle. A short burst of high-intensity exercise, followed by rest, yields exponential endurance gains. A few minutes of mindfulness each day recalibrates your stress threshold. The body and mind evolve when stimulated with balance, not excess. This is the logic behind the phrase, less but better. Optimization requires precision, not extremes. It's about tuning an instrument, not hammering it. Thinking like a scientist. To become your own best biohacker, you must also become a curious observer. That doesn't mean tracking every calorie or wearing 5 fitness gadgets. It means noticing. Notice how you feel after dinner when you eat late versus early. Notice what time of day your energy peaks. Notice which tasks drain your focus and which restore it. Observation is free data. This mindset mirrors the scientific process. 1. Observe. What pattern do you see in your body or behavior? 2. Hypothesize. What could improve this pattern? 3. Experiment. Try one small change. 4. Measure. Notice how your body or mind responds. 5. Iterate. Keep what works, discard what doesn't. The key is neutrality. No judgment, no guilt, no labeling habits as good or bad. Just information. Your body gives you feedback every day. Optimization begins when you start listening. The experiment mindset. The most successful biohackers aren't perfectionists, they're explorers. They treat each adjustment as an experiment, not a verdict. The goal isn't to achieve flawless health, but to understand how your unique system operates. This mindset values progress over perfection, curiosity over control, and awareness over rigidity. Suppose you decide to reduce caffeine and experience headaches for a few days. A perfectionist might see failure. A scientist sees feedback. You've just learned about your current adaptation level, and that's valuable information. Approach self-optimization as a lifelong experiment with a compassionate spirit. Every body is different. What energizes one person might fatigue another. True mastery comes not from copying others, but from learning to read your own signals. Transformation through awareness. Change rarely arrives with fanfare. It reveals itself in subtler ways. In the steadiness of your morning energy, the calm between meetings, the clarity in your thinking after weeks of consistent sleep. Those are the metrics that matter. As you continue this journey, remember that your body is not a machine to be perfected. It's an ecosystem to be nurtured. You are both the engineer and the environment. The more you observe with patience, the more your biology responds in kind. Optimization begins and ends with awareness. You are your best laboratory. You are the scientist. You are the experiment. And every mindful choice you make, every meal, every breath, every bedtime, writes new instructions into your biology. Welcome to the science of self-optimization, where small changes, observed with care, lead to extraordinary results. Know your baseline. It was a simple notebook that changed everything. A client of mine, Emma, struggled with low energy and unpredictable moods. She had tried countless diets, supplements, and morning routines, but nothing seemed to stick. One day, instead of adding another new habit, she decided to start observing. For 1 week, she logged when she woke, what she ate, how long she slept, and how her mood shifted throughout the day. By Friday, she noticed something striking. Her worst energy dips always came within hours of eating pastries at work and sleeping less than 6 hours. That small dose of awareness became the spark for her transformation. Awareness is the first biohack. It's the foundation beneath every future experiment. Without knowing where you stand, you can't know where to go or how far you've come. Why awareness comes before action. In health optimization, self-awareness is data. Before tweaking your diet, upgrading your sleep, or trying a new exercise protocol, you need to understand your baseline, the patterns that define your current life. Think of yourself as both the map maker and the explorer of your own biology. A map is useless until you mark your starting point. Once you have it, every adjustment, no matter how small, becomes measurable. Knowing your baseline helps you prevent overwhelm. You focus on real areas for improvement instead of chasing random trends. Personalized change. What works for others may not work for you, but data helps reveal your own rhythms and responses. Build confidence. When you know what's normal for you, small wins become visible, measurable proof of progress. Stay safe. Awareness helps you recognize when your body's reaction to a biohack might not be supportive. Biohacking isn't about blind experimentation. It's about informed experimentation. And information starts with awareness. The body's dashboard, what to track. Tracking doesn't need to be complicated. Think of it as developing a relationship with yourself. The goal is to notice, not to judge. Start with the 5 core metrics that form your personal dashboard: energy, mood, sleep, diet, and habits. Energy. How steady is your energy across the day? Are you alert in the morning? Do you crash in the afternoon? A simple 1 to 10 rating at a few points in the day, morning, afternoon, evening, gives you powerful insights into your body's rhythm. Mood. Your emotions often predict your physical state. Irritability, calm, focus, or fogginess are all feedback from your nervous system. Jot down a few words each day to capture the general tone of your mood. Sleep. Track what time you go to bed, how long you sleep, and how rested you feel upon waking. If possible, note wake-ups during the night. Over time, you'll start to see what improves or disrupts your rest. Diet. You don't need calorie counts, just awareness. Write down what and when you eat, and note how it made you feel after. Patterns will emerge. Maybe caffeine after 4 p.m. ruins your sleep, or bigger breakfasts improve focus. Daily habits. Include movement, stress levels, and screen time. Anything that might influence your physiology or mindset. These contextual cues create a whole body picture of your baseline. Tools and techniques for tracking. There's no single right way to track your data. The best method is one you'll actually use consistently. Here are a few options. Notebook or journal. The simplest, most powerful starting point. A pen and paper build awareness through reflection. Apps. Tools like Apple Health, Google Fit, or journaling apps like Dailyo or Bearable can automate some data tracking. Wearables. Smartwatches, fitness trackers, or Oura rings can provide detailed insights into sleep, heart rate, and activity. Use them as guides, not dictators. Each tool has its pros and cons. Journaling builds mindfulness, but requires discipline. Apps create convenience, but can lead to data overload. The balance lies in curiosity. Focus on patterns, not perfection. The baseline week challenge. Before trying a single new habit, run your first experiment. The baseline week challenge. For 7 days, gather simple data. Don't change anything yet, just observe. The goal is to meet yourself where you are. How to do it. 1. Choose your reflections. Each evening, record 3 to 5 data points: sleep quality, energy, mood, meals, and movement. 2. Be consistent. Log at roughly the same time each day. Before bed is ideal. 3. Stay curious. Replace judgment with fascination. If you feel tired, ask why, not what's wrong with me. 4. Summarize weekly. After 7 days, review your notes. Look for patterns, not perfection. Maybe your afternoon energy drops when lunch is carb-heavy, or sleep improves when you set aside screens at night. The key here is humility. Your first data set won't be perfect, but it will be honest. Creating useful feedback loops. What you observe, you can improve. Once you gather baseline data, you'll start noticing feedback loops in real time. For example, 1. Observe. You sleep 6 hours and wake groggy. 2. Measure. You record your energy after breakfast, April 10th. 3. Adjust. You aim for 7 hours next night. 4. Optimize. Energy improves to 7/10. That's a simple loop, but when repeated, it rewires your habits. You start feeling the effects of your choices, creating motivation that's intrinsic, not forced. Data without judgment. It's easy to turn tracking into performance pressure, but that defeats the purpose. Self-optimization isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. There will be days when you forget to log, or when your habits feel inconsistent. Treat those moments as part of the process. The goal is learning, not control. If the data surprises you, say, realizing you slept poorly for 4 straight nights, don't assign blame. Smile. This is insight, not accusation. Awareness always precedes improvement. Interpretation, finding meaning in the numbers. Data is only useful when it tells a story. Look for relationships. Do your best moods follow good sleep? Does movement boost your evening focus? Does processed food correlate with brain fog? A few patterns that emerge are enough to guide your next step. Often, one insight, the discovery that phone use before sleep delays rest, for example, can yield dramatic benefits when addressed. A compass for the journey ahead. When we don't track, we rely on memory, and memory is biased. It turns vague impressions into certainty. I never sleep well. Healthy food doesn't work for me. Without evidence. Knowing your baseline replaces guesswork with clarity. Your body operates like a complex ecosystem. To navigate it wisely, you need feedback. Tracking creates that feedback loop. Observe, measure, adjust, optimize. Over time, this cycle becomes intuitive. You begin to recognize signals before symptoms. Emma, the client from the beginning of this chapter, didn't need an advanced lab test to improve her health, just a notebook, curiosity, and honesty. Within a few weeks, her baseline data helped her fine-tune sleep, shift her diet, and rediscover energy she thought she'd lost forever. Her success wasn't luck, it was awareness, measured and applied. The power of knowing yourself. Awareness is the gateway to mastery. It transforms wellness from blind routine into conscious evolution. Once you know your baseline, you no longer operate from reaction, but from intention. So grab a pen, open your note app, or strap on that fitness tracker. Begin with nothing but observation. For 1 week, make your body your quiet study. The goal isn't to fix anything, it's to see what's already there. Because the foundation of every transformation isn't a supplement, a gadget, or a plan. It's awareness. And once you truly know where you stand, every step forward gains direction and power. Part 2. Fuel, move, rest, focus. Nutrition fundamentals for optimal energy. It's 3 p.m., and your focus starts to slip. You've stared at the same sentence for 5 minutes. Your eyelids feel heavy, and that second cup of coffee stopped working an hour ago. You grab a muffin or an energy bar hoping to power through, but within another hour, you're both sleepy and restless. A frustrating contradiction. Sound familiar? That mid-afternoon crash isn't a character flaw. It's biology reacting to what and when you've eaten. Food doesn't just fill your stomach. It shapes how your body and brain perform at every moment. In this chapter, we'll explore nutrition not as punishment or restriction, but as one of the simplest, most powerful biohacks for energy, focus, and longevity. Food as information. Think of food not as fuel for a machine, but as data for a living system. Every bite you take delivers chemical signals that tell your body how to operate. The carbohydrates you eat communicate with your pancreas to release insulin. The fatty acids from nuts and avocado become building blocks for your brain. The amino acids from protein trigger muscle repair. When we say, you are what you eat, we're really saying you express what you instruct. Food programs your energy at the cellular level. When you eat nutrient-dense, balanced meals, your body interprets those signals as stability and safety. Hormones like cortisol and insulin regulate smoothly. Energy remains steady, and your brain stays alert. But when your meals are dominated by refined sugars, highly processed fats, and erratic eating patterns, the messages get scrambled. Blood sugar spikes, inflammation rises, and fatigue follows. That foggy feeling after lunch is just your body's way of saying, bad data received. The essential building blocks, macronutrients and micronutrients. Your body runs on 2 kinds of nutritional building blocks, macronutrients, which provide energy and structure, and micronutrients, which support the cellular reactions that make energy possible. Proteins, the builders. Protein provides the amino acids that make up your muscles, enzymes, and neurotransmitters. Think of it as your body's architectural framework. Without enough protein, you may feel weaker, recover more slowly, or even experience mood dips, since amino acids also produce serotonin and dopamine. Sources like eggs, fish, poultry, beans, and lentils nourish both body and mind. Fats, the energy reserves. Healthy fats, such as those from olives, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish, are slow-burning fuel and vital components of every cell membrane. Your brain, which is about 60% fat, depends on high-quality lipids for memory, mood, and focus. Unlike outdated diet advice, fat isn't the enemy, it's your endurance ally. Prioritize unsaturated fats and minimize trans fats, which interfere with cellular communication. Carbohydrates, the quick communicators. Carbs are your body's preferred source of immediate energy, particularly for the brain. However, not all carbohydrates act the same. Simple carbs like pastries or soda create sharp spikes in blood glucose followed by equally sharp crashes, energy roller coasters that fuel cravings and fatigue. Complex carbs, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains. Release glucose gradually, keeping energy smooth and mental clarity intact. Micronutrients, the spark plugs. Vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients act as cofactors for thousands of biochemical reactions. Magnesium helps your muscles relax. B vitamins support mitochondrial energy production. Zinc fortifies your immune system and focus. Think of micronutrients as the software updates for your system. They keep processes running efficiently behind the scenes. The real culprit: inflammation and energy crashes. When energy feels unstable, inflammation is often humming in the background. Chronic, low-grade inflammation, triggered by excess sugar, refined oils, or lack of sleep, interferes with cell efficiency. Instead of prioritizing growth and performance, the body shifts into defense mode, consuming more energy to repair damage. Common dietary triggers include trans fats, heavily processed foods, and excessive alcohol. On the flip side, anti-inflammatory foods like berries, colorful vegetables, olive oil, turmeric, and omega-3 rich fish send your cells the message: you're safe to thrive. Blood sugar swings are another hidden drain. Each rapid spike is followed by a crash that triggers hunger and fatigue. Over time, this roller coaster can desensitize your insulin response, making it harder for your body to regulate energy. The antidote is simple: meal balance. Combine proteins, healthy fats, and fiber-rich carbohydrates at every meal to slow digestion and stabilize blood sugar. A balanced breakfast of eggs, avocado, and greens keeps you fueled far longer than cereal or pastries. The key idea: steady inputs lead to steady outputs. How to eat for focus. Biohackers often talk about eating for performance, but what they mean is eating for consistent neural energy, fueling the brain so focus lasts without jitteriness or fatigue. Here's a powerful framework. 1. Balance glucose. Pair carbs with protein or fat to slow glucose release. 2. Front-load nutrients. Eat your most nutrient-dense meal earlier in the day when digestion is strongest. 3. Time your meals. Long gaps or chaotic eating patterns stress your metabolism. Aim for regular rhythm rather than rigid schedules. 4. Mind the snacks. If you snack, choose something that stabilizes, not spikes, like almonds with fruit or hummus with vegetables. Hydration plays a hidden role, too. Even mild dehydration, 1 to 2%, can impair focus and increase fatigue. Drink water regularly, not only when you feel thirsty. Your personalized nutrition blueprint. No single diet fits everyone. Your genetics, metabolism, and lifestyle all influence how food affects you. The best approach is experimentation through observation, using your baseline, from Chapter 2, to design a nutrition plan that's uniquely yours. Start with 3 steps. 1. Assess your current patterns. For 1 week, track what you eat and how you feel afterward. Energy dips, mood changes, cravings, notice them. 2. Identify leverage points. Find the 1 to 2 areas with the biggest impact, perhaps breakfast composition or afternoon sugar intake. 3. Experiment thoughtfully. Adjust one variable at a time. For example, swap your morning cereal for protein-rich eggs for a week and note the change. Remember, data, not dogma, drives progress. Use curiosity as your compass. Practical tips for everyday eating. Eat slow and mindfully. It boosts digestion and prevents overeating. Start each meal with protein or vegetables. This moderates blood sugar response. Favor whole foods in their simplest forms, what your great-grandparents recognized as food. Prepare meals ahead to minimize reactive, low-quality choices when busy. Don't fear healthy fats. Olive oil, avocado, nuts, and fatty fish support your cellular integrity. Simplify choices. Consistency matters more than complexity. The experiment mindset with food. Treat nutrition as a lifelong study of cause and effect. When something doesn't feel right, sluggish focus, bloating, fatigue, don't rush to blame yourself. Just gather data. What did you eat? How much coffee did you have? Were you stressed or dehydrated? Each observation becomes a small step toward understanding what your unique biology thrives on. Food is both science and relationship. Science in how nutrients shape every biochemical reaction. Relationship in how you connect with nourishment, pleasure, and balance. The long game of energy. Mastering nutrition isn't about willpower, it's about alignment. When you feed your cells with precision and care, your body rewards you with clarity, energy, and vitality that no external stimulant can replicate. You can biohack your sleep, optimize your focus, and upgrade your workouts. But if your nutrition is chaotic, you'll always be running on uneven terrain. The opposite is also true. Once your diet stabilizes, everything else, mood, productivity, recovery, starts to click. So begin with the basics. Pay attention. Refine as you go. Let your meals become both nourishment and experiment. Small, conscious choices repeated daily will reprogram your biology more powerfully than any supplement ever could. Feed your body like it's the instrument of your potential, because it is. Intermittent fasting and metabolic flexibility. It started the same way for Jordan every afternoon, an unstoppable craving for something sweet. By 3:30 p.m., energy flatlined, concentration scattered, and motivation gone. Despite eating breakfast, lunch, and snacks, he felt trapped on a blood sugar roller coaster. Always hungry, always tired. Then he tried something counterintuitive, eating less often. Within weeks of experimenting with intermittent fasting, those wild swings in hunger and fatigue began to fade. His body adjusted, and for the first time in years, he experienced steady energy from dawn to dusk. That's the promise of intermittent fasting, not a diet, but a rhythm. Instead of focusing on what you eat, it focuses on when you eat. Fasting teaches your body to become metabolically flexible, to shift smoothly between using glucose from food and fat from stored energy as fuel. When those switches start working efficiently again, you unlock more energy, sharper focus, and a calmer relationship with hunger. Why fasting works. The biology of renewal. Intermittent fasting isn't an act of deprivation. It's a strategic reset. When you fast, several key processes begin inside the body. Improved insulin sensitivity. Each time you eat, insulin rises to help store glucose. Constant eating keeps those insulin levels elevated, making your cells less responsive over time. Fasting resets this cycle, allowing insulin to drop and teach your body to burn fat again. Activation of autophagy. Autophagy literally means self-eating. In simple terms, cells clean house, removing damaged proteins and components, making room for renewal. It's like your body performing internal housekeeping. Hormonal balance. During fasting, growth hormone increases and cortisol normalizes, both of which support fat metabolism and cellular repair. Mitochondrial efficiency. Fasting nudges your mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside your cells, to become more energy efficient, producing more output with less waste. It's not magic. It's a coordinated biological tune-up. When you stop feeding for a while, your body isn't shutting down, it's optimizing. The many rhythms of fasting. There's no one-size-fits-all fasting method. Think of protocols as different musical tempos. You can find one that matches your lifestyle. 12-12, the gentle start. Fast for 12 hours. Eat within a 12-hour window. For most people, this might mean finishing dinner by 7 p.m. and eating breakfast at 7 a.m. It's simple, sustainable, and helps stabilize circadian rhythms. 16:8, the popular protocol. Fast for 16 hours. Eat all meals within 8 hours, e.g., noon to 8 p.m. This is the most popular approach because it balances flexibility with results. Many people skip breakfast, extend their overnight fast, and notice less midday sluggishness. 5:2, weekly cycling. Eat normally 5 days a week, and on 2 non-consecutive days, reduce calorie intake to roughly 500 to 600 calories. This approach teaches your metabolism to adapt over longer stretches. 24-hour or OMAD, 1 meal a day. These are advanced practices and not ideal for beginners. Once your body adapts, occasional longer fasts can promote deep autophagy, but consistency and awareness come first. How to choose your rhythm. Consider your schedule, energy needs, and goals. Start gently. A 12-12 fast done consistently will always outperform an inconsistent 16-8 fast performed with frustration. Common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Even simple systems can go wrong when rushed. Here are the most common fasting mistakes people make. 1. Overeating during the eating window. Fasting isn't a license to binge. Overeating cancels metabolic benefits and stresses digestion. Focus on nutrient-dense meals. 2. Skipping hydration. Fasting increases fluid loss. Drink water, herbal tea, or black coffee, if tolerable, throughout your fasting period. 3. Ignoring nutrient quality. Eating highly processed foods after fasting shocks your system. Break fasts with whole foods, protein, healthy fats, and fiber. 4. Overtraining while fasting. Early on, do light workouts during fasting windows. Once adapted, you can push a bit harder. 5. Forgetting individuality. Women, athletes, or those under chronic stress may need shorter fasts. Fasting is flexible, not forced. What metabolic flexibility feels like. You'll know it's working when you start noticing. Steady energy throughout the day, no crashes or cravings. Reduced hunger signals, as your body learns to burn stored fat. A sharper focus and mental clarity, due to balanced glucose and ketone use. Improved body composition without constant calorie counting. Metabolic flexibility means your body no longer panics between meals. You move smoothly between energy sources, what evolution intended before constant snacking and midnight fridge raids rewired our metabolism. Your 7-day fasting experiment. Let's put this into practice. This simple, safe 7-day experiment helps you explore fasting and observe its effects. No drastic shifts, just gentle calibration. Day 1 to 2, awareness. Use your baseline journal from Chapter 2. Record your meal times, hunger levels, energy, and focus. No fasting yet, just observe. Day 3 to 4. Implement 12-12. Finish your last meal 12 hours before breakfast. Note changes in sleep, mood, or morning alertness. Drink plenty of water. Day 5 to 6. Extend to 14-10 or 16:8, optional. If you feel comfortable, extend your fast by 2 to 4 hours. During fasting, stay busy. Light activity helps your body adapt. Break your fast gently with protein, fat, and fiber. Day 7. Reflection. Review your data. Notice hunger patterns, clarity of mind, and energy stability. Did you feel calmer around food? Did sleep improve? These reflections guide your next phase. Pro tip: journaling creates accountability. Record when you eat, how you feel, and your energy fluctuations. Patterns, not perfection, reveal insights. How to break a fast. Breaking your fast correctly is as important as the fast itself. Avoid processed sugar bombs that spike energy and crash it instantly. Ideal choices include eggs with vegetables and avocado, Greek yogurt and berries, a grilled fish with greens. Your first meal should stabilize your system, not shock it. Listening to your body. Here's the paradox of fasting. Done right, it's less about restriction and more about freedom. By listening to your hunger, energy, and recovery signals, you learn the art of metabolic balance. If fasting makes you irritable, dizzy, or sleepless, scale back. Fasting is meant to build adaptability, not drain resources. Use it as a tool for harmony, not punishment. Over time, your body learns trust. Trust that food is always available. Trust that hunger isn't an emergency. Trust that you, not your cravings, set the rhythm. A final reflection. Fasting teaches humility and patience. You realize how much of your daily energy is governed by habits and automatic responses. With each mindful pause, you reclaim a bit of control, reconnect to your biology, and rewrite the story of energy itself. Metabolic flexibility isn't achieved overnight. It's cultivated. Through awareness, consistency, and curiosity, you'll find your own fasting rhythm, one that supports mental sharpness, emotional calm, and the steady, sustainable energy you've been seeking. The goal is not to eat less. It's to live more efficiently, more clearly, and more consciously. In learning when to eat, you rediscover how to thrive. The gut-brain connection. Sophie always thought her brain fog and unpredictable moods were just a side effect of stress. But one winter, after a bout of antibiotics for a sinus infection left her sluggish and bloated for weeks, she noticed her mind was slower, her anxiety sharper, and even her sleep fell off. The culprit wasn't just busy days. It was her gut, quietly shaping her mental and physical vitality in ways she'd never imagined. We often overlook the connection between our digestive system and our mind. Yet science reveals that our gut and brain talk constantly, a bidirectional superhighway known as the gut-brain axis. The state of our gut influences not only digestion, but mood, focus, immunity, and even resilience to stress. How gut bacteria shape your life. Our gut houses trillions of bacteria, viruses, and fungi, collectively called the microbiome. These microscopic allies help break down food, manufacture vitamins, regulate immune function, and, perhaps most astonishingly, produce and transport neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. Nearly 90% of serotonin, essential for a sense of calm and well-being, is generated in the gut. When the microbiome is balanced and diverse, you're more likely to feel energetic, calm, and focused. But when it's out of balance, from poor diet, stress, or disruption by antibiotics, you may notice brain fog, sluggish energy, digestive discomfort, or even dips in mood. The gut-brain axis operates through hormones, immune signaling, and, most visibly, via the vagus nerve, a powerful communication link. This means your mental state and gut health adjust in tandem. An upset stomach can make you anxious, and ongoing anxiety can upset your stomach. It's not all in your head. Your microbiome is listening and responding. Everyday gut health biohacks. Optimizing your gut doesn't require specialized supplements or extreme diets. The fundamentals are simple, actionable, and surprisingly effective. Fiber. Boost your daily intake with vegetables, fruits, beans, lentils, and whole grains. Fiber nourishes beneficial bacteria and helps them outcompete harmful species. Prebiotics. These are specific types of fiber that feed friendly microbes. Easy sources include garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, oats, and bananas. Probiotics. Add fermented foods to your routine, such as yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, tempeh, and miso. These introduce diverse bacteria that help recalibrate your microbiome. Diversify your diet. Aim for 30-plus types of plant-based foods per week. Variety is key to microbial diversity, which supports mood and immunity. Lifestyle factors, regular movement, restful sleep, and stress-relieving activities help cultivate a resilient microbiome. The Microbiome Reset, Step-by-Step Plan. A gentle reset isn't about overhaul, it's about consistency. Pick 2 to 3 strategies below and try them daily for 2 weeks, journaling symptoms and mood shifts as you go. 1. Start each day with a fiber-rich breakfast. Try oatmeal with berries and chia seeds, or eggs with spinach. 2. Add 1 new fermented food every week. Rotate between yogurt, sauerkraut, or kimchi. Start with small servings. 3. Swap processed snacks for plant-based alternatives. Trade crackers for carrot sticks, or chips for roasted chickpeas. 4. Practice mindful eating. Chew slowly, notice flavors, and pause before reaching for seconds. 5. Move your body daily. Even a brisk 15-minute walk supports gut motility and microbial health. 6. Journal digestive and cognitive responses. Record changes in energy, mood, bloating, and focus. Patterns will appear. Habits that harm the gut, and simple fixes. Modern life is tough on the microbiome. Here are common gut saboteurs, and how to gently reduce their impact. Highly processed foods. Opt for whole, unrefined foods as often as possible. Excessive sugar. Satisfy sweet cravings with fruit, or switch sugary beverages for herbal tea. Chronic stress. Build calming rituals, breathing exercises, gentle yoga, time outdoors, into your day. Sleep deprivation. Prioritize regular sleep, aiming for 7 to 9 hours where possible. Antibiotic overuse. Take only as prescribed, and supplement recovery periods with extra fiber and probiotics. Gut restoration isn't about rigid rules, but gradual, gentle improvement. Your bacteria need time to adapt, just as you do. Restoring balance, naturally. Think of your gut as a garden. Nutrient-rich foods plant the seeds, movement and calm reap the harvest, and patience allows new growth. Dramatic cleanses or restrictive fasts often backfire, causing more stress to the system. Instead, choose simple, sustained upgrades. Gradually increase plant variety and fiber. Add fermented foods once tolerance is established. Manage stress with daily mindfulness, connection, and movement. Listen to feedback. Gas, bloating, or brain fog are gentle reminders to adjust pace or experiment further. Self-awareness is everything. Gut health is an ongoing experiment. There's no perfect destination. Track your progress with curiosity jotting down digestive symptoms, changes in mood, focus, immunity, and energy. Notice the connections between food diversity and feeling clear-headed, between sleep quality and gut comfort. Your data is more valuable than any superfood. The foundation of vitality. Your gut is your most powerful ally in the quest for optimal energy, mood, and focus. Small steps, noticed and reflected upon, lead to profound shifts over time. Every meal is a chance to feed your mind, nurture your resilience, and support immune strength. In supporting your gut, you unlock a foundation for lifelong vitality. Trust the process, stay patient, and embrace the experiment. Optimal performance starts within. Sleep optimization and circadian rhythm mastery. Maria was a night owl by necessity, not by choice. Late-night emails, a never-ending to-do list, and the lure of social media meant she rarely fell asleep before midnight. Each morning, her alarm felt like an electric shock, shaky hands, foggy thoughts, and a mood stretched thin. Coffee brought her to neutral, but never truly awake. Then one month, Maria made sleep her project. She committed to a regular bedtime, opened her curtains for morning sun, and unplugged from screens at night. That month changed everything. Her mornings became calmer, her focus sharper, and by the third week, she felt years younger. We often think of sleep as downtime, a passive break until life resumes. But real sleep is an active upgrade for your body and mind. Optimizing your rest is one of the most powerful levers for increased energy, cognitive performance, mood stability, and long-term health. Why quality sleep is non-negotiable. Without quality sleep, every system suffers. Memory stumbles, concentration flickers, cravings intensify, reaction times lengthen, and emotional resilience drops. Chronic poor sleep raises inflammation, impairs immune function, and slows the repair of every cell in your body. Conversely, a single week of strong rest can lift mood, accelerate muscle recovery, and increase learning capacity. Understanding sleep basics, cycles, stages, and rhythm. Sleep is not a single state. It's a cycle with distinct stages. Light sleep, the transition from wakefulness, helping you disconnect from the environment. Deep sleep, the most restorative stage. The body repairs tissue, builds muscle and bone, and strengthens the immune system. REM, rapid eye movement, sleep, the dreaming phase. REM strengthens memory, creativity, and problem-solving skills. Each cycle lasts about 90 minutes and repeats 4 to 6 times a night. Missing out on deep or REM sleep impacts everything from physical stamina to emotional intelligence. Your internal clock, circadian rhythm. We all have a circadian rhythm, a rough 24-hour internal clock programmed by evolution. It cues you to wake up when light increases and to sleep when darkness falls. This rhythm controls the release of hormones like melatonin and cortisol, body temperature, alertness, and even hunger. When your sleep schedule flips around or you expose yourself to bright screens late at night, your biological clock gets confused. The results: morning grogginess, energy dips, and disrupted focus. How to reset and master your circadian rhythm. 1. Consistent sleep and wake times. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, even on weekends. This anchors your body clock and makes falling and staying asleep easier. 2. Sunlight exposure. Get outside within an hour of waking. Natural morning light signals your brain to suppress melatonin, sharpening alertness and setting your clock for the next 24 hours. 3. Strategic activity and meal timing. Finish heavy meals at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. Gentle movement in the morning, a walk, stretching, further reinforces your wake cycle. 4. Caffeine and alcohol timing. Cut off caffeine 6 to 8 hours before bedtime. Avoid alcohol late in the evening. It fragments deep sleep cycles. Evening rituals for deep, restorative sleep. A powerful sleep routine primes your body for rest. Screen-free hour. Turn off devices at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Blue light delays melatonin release, tricking your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Dim the lights. Signal to your body that night is coming. Use lamps instead of overhead lights or triamber light bulbs. Cool, dark, quiet bedroom. Keep your sleep environment 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 16 to 19 degrees Celsius. Use blackout curtains and consider white noise if your space is noisy. Mindful wind down, gentle reading, journaling, or meditation invite calm. Even a 5-minute body scan slows a racing mind. Consistent cues, brushing teeth, specific pajamas, or gentle music can all teach your body to anticipate sleep. Morning practices to amplify circadian alignment. Morning light, step outdoors or at a window as soon as possible after waking. Hydration, drink water to jumpstart metabolism after your overnight fast. Movement, gentle stretching or a brisk walk signals it's time to energize. Upright posture, sitting or standing tall tells your nervous system it's time to be alert. Tracking and improving sleep. Modern tools make sleep optimization accessible to everyone. Wearables, like smartwatches, fitness bands, or rings, track sleep duration, stages, and even heart rate variability. If you prefer less tech, a sleep journal records bedtime, wake time, perceived sleep quality, and factors that impacted rest, caffeine, stress, screen use. What to do with your data? Notice patterns. Do you always sleep better after a walk? Does late-night phone use shorten your deep sleep? Start small. Adjust one variable at a time, bedtime, light exposure, or pre-bed routine, and track how you feel. Aim for gradual wins. Long-term improvement outperforms extreme changes. Even 15 minutes earlier to bed, consistently, has measurable effects. The experiment, learning from your nights. Personalize your approach. Set a fixed wake time for 1 week. Record how quickly alertness arrives. Increase morning sunlight exposure. Note the shift in afternoon energy and nighttime sleepiness. Tweak your pre-bed routine. Try turning screens off earlier and tracking ease of sleep onset. Above all, listen. If changes help, stay consistent. If something backfires, course correct gently. Reflection, the power of sleep for your potential. Sleep isn't lost time. It's the backstage crew rebuilding your stage for tomorrow's performance. Every mindful tweak in your evening wind down or morning routine sends a signal. You value recovery, clarity, and growth. By learning your unique rhythms and crafting rituals that honor them, you multiply your capacity for energy, focus, mood stability, and lifelong health. No biohack matters more than deep, consistent rest. Master your sleep, and you master your day, one night at a time. The energy equation, mitochondrial health. On Monday mornings, Daniel wished for a pause button. Each sunrise, he moved through his routine on autopilot, showering, sipping coffee, staring blankly at the calendar, fighting off an invisible weight of exhaustion. The weekend should have revived him, but it rarely did. Friends suggested sleep, supplements, more exercise, all good ideas. But no matter what Daniel tried, his energy never seemed to last more than a few hours. It wasn't laziness or lack of willpower. The culprit was deeper. His body's battery, the mighty mitochondria, had quietly run low. Your inner power plants. Meet the mitochondria. Imagine if every building and car in your city relied on thousands of tiny power plants to function. That's how your body operates. Every cell is packed with mitochondria, microscopic engines that convert food and oxygen into ADP, adenosine triphosphate, the universal energy currency for life itself. Brain cells, heart cells, and muscles all rely on ADP to think, beat, and move. When mitochondria work smoothly, you wake alert, think clearly, and recover fast. When they stall, even the simplest task feels like a slog. ADP is like electricity for your biology. Without a steady supply, lights start to flicker, appliances quit, and the system grinds down. But unlike batteries, mitochondria can self-renew and multiply. Their strength depends on how you live, move, breathe, and rest. Why mitochondrial health matters. Mitochondria do more than keep the lights on. They manage cell repair, regulate inflammation, and support brain clarity. Peak mitochondrial health means longer endurance, faster muscle recovery, sharper mental focus, a stronger immune system, and even resilience against aging. The more robust your mitochondria, the more consistent your daily energy feels. Yet most people don't notice these little power plants until something goes wrong. As mitochondrial function declines, fatigue creeps in, mental fog settles, and motivation fizzles. The solution isn't just more caffeine or sleep. It's making mitochondrial support a foundation of your habits. The way energy leaks away. Just like tiny cracks in a dam can drain a whole reservoir over time, Small stressors drain your mitochondrial efficiency. Toxins, pollution, cigarette smoke, and some chemicals disrupt normal mitochondrial function and increase free radical damage. Chronic stress, high levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, signal the body to burn out mitochondria faster. Poor nutrition, diets high in processed food, inflammatory fats, or lacking micronutrients deprive mitochondria of key fuel sources and repair tools. Sleep deprivation, your mitochondria restore and multiply during sleep. Cut rest short, and you stall the rejuvenation cycle. Sedentary lifestyle, inactivity leads to fewer, weaker mitochondria. Movement signals your body to build and replenish its energy plants. Daily drains do not always bring instant collapse, but over months, even years, they accumulate, leaving you dimmed and depleted. Mitochondrial boosters, give your power plants what they need. Optimizing mitochondrial health is surprisingly accessible. Here are several evidence-based strategies you can tailor to your routine. Cold exposure. Brief cold showers, cold splashes on the face, or winter walks prompt your body to burn more fuel for warmth, boosting mitochondrial activity and triggering biogenesis, creation of new mitochondria. Start gently, 15 to 30 seconds at the end of your shower, building up as tolerated. Heat therapy. Saunas and hot baths create mild heat stress, encouraging cells to activate heat shock proteins. These proteins help repair and fortify mitochondria. Even regular warm baths can offer benefit if more robust sauna sessions aren't available. Intermittent fasting. Periods without eating trigger the body to clear away damaged cellular components, a process called autophagy, and encourage mitochondrial renewal. Even simple approaches like 12-hour overnight fasting can stimulate this effect. Exercise, HIIT, and endurance. High-intensity interval training, HIIT, encourages rapid mitochondrial growth and power output, while endurance activities, like walking, cycling, swimming, stimulate both mitochondrial size and function. Aim to include both styles each week. Example, 10 minutes of interval sprints, 30 seconds fast, 1 minute slow, twice a week, plus brisk walks most days. Nutrient support. Certain nutrients directly aid mitochondrial efficiency. CoQ10, found in fatty fish, beef, peanuts, and as a supplement, supports the mitochondrial electron transport chain. B vitamins, leafy greens, beans, and eggs fill your cells with the cofactors for ADP production. Magnesium, nuts, seeds, and dark chocolate support energy transfer throughout the mitochondria. And antioxidants, colorful fruits and vegetables, berries, spinach, bell peppers, neutralize damaging free radicals created during energy production. Everyday habits to support your mitochondria. You don't need to uproot your life. Small, consistent changes can make all the difference. Move your body in short, frequent bursts. Stand, stretch, or walk every hour of the day. Seek sunlight when you wake up. Light tells your system to ramp up energy production. Prepare meals with a mix of colorful plants, healthy fats, and protein. Hydrate. A 2% drop in hydration slows mitochondrial reactions. Prioritize rest. Guard your sleep window as closely as any work deadline. Practice mindful breathing. Oxygen is mitochondrial fuel. Deep, slow breaths optimize supply. Tracking your energy. The experiment. Pay attention to natural variations. Is your energy steady, or does it crash mid-morning or afternoon? Do headaches or brain fog follow poor meals, lack of movement, or a stressful workday? What do you feel after a good night's sleep, a walk outside, or a cold shower? Assign an energy score, 1 to 10, at 3 set times daily, morning, afternoon, evening, for a week. Notice what moves the needle and do more of it. If a strategy doesn't help or feels unsustainable, adjust or set it aside. A final reflection, the power plant principle. You don't have to settle for sluggish days or clouds of mental fatigue. Every cell in your body is equipped with thousands of mitochondria, waiting for your choices to empower them. Each movement, breath, and mindful meal resupplies your internal energy grid. Small, daily investments in mitochondrial health multiply in the background, opening new reserves of stamina, focus, and resilience for whatever each day brings. Be patient. Experiment. Listen. Supporting your mitochondria is not a quick fix, but the surest step you can take toward vibrancy, at the cellular level and beyond. Movement and exercise for longevity. In her late 30s, Anna began to notice that aches crept in after sitting at her desk for hours. The energy she woke up with seemed to dissolve by mid-afternoon, and simple activities, climbing stairs, picking up groceries, keeping up with her kids, felt a bit harder each year. She tried signing up for a gym, but crowded schedules and long workouts left her overwhelmed. It wasn't until Anna reframed her approach to movement, not just doing more, but moving with purpose, that she started to feel stronger, flexible, and noticeably more alive. What changed wasn't the quantity, but the quality and variety of her movement. A few smart routines done consistently at home. Modern life makes it easy to be still, but true longevity isn't built on short fits of motivation or marathon hours in the gym. It's built on strategic movement, where you train your body to move in ways that preserve resilience for decades. The 3 essential fitness pillars. You don't need to train for a triathlon or lift like a bodybuilder, but you do need a well-rounded movement diet made up of 3 fundamental elements. 1. Strength, your body's insurance policy. Strength isn't about bulging biceps. It's about giving your bones, joints, and daily activities the support they need to thrive. Maintaining muscle protects against falls, helps you carry groceries or a child with ease, and keeps metabolism humming as you age. Mini story. Imagine Jane, who starts lifting 10-pound dumbbells twice a week. A few months later, she notices she stands taller, rises from her chair effortlessly, and can easily hoist her suitcase overhead while traveling. Small investments in strength pay lifelong dividends. 2. Mobility, freedom of movement. Mobility is the ability to move your joints freely and smoothly through their full range. It's what lets you reach, squat, twist, and bend without pain. Building mobility is like keeping the hinges on a door well-oiled. Ignore it, and simple movements become creaky or limited. Analogy: think of your body as a well-designed ship. Strength is the sturdy hull, but mobility is the ease and agility with which you navigate changing waters. 3. Endurance, the long-game engine. Endurance is your capacity to sustain activity, whether it's a walk in the park, weekend hikes, or running up a flight of stairs. It builds a resilient heart, efficient lungs, and an active metabolism. Mini story. Consider Paul, who starts with 5-minute walks after dinner. Over months, he builds to 40 minutes, feeling less winded, sharper at work, and with a steadier, brighter mood all day. By weaving these 3 threads together, strength, mobility, and endurance, you fortify your body for both today's demands and tomorrow's adventures. Time-efficient, real-world workouts. You don't need endless hours or fancy equipment to benefit from movement. Consider these modular routines that fit nearly any lifestyle. Strength, 2, 3x/week. Bodyweight circuit, 30 seconds each, squats, push-ups, knees or wall, glute bridges, planks, rest 1 minute. Repeat 2 to 3 rounds. Home dumbbells/kettlebells. Try rows, goblet squats, floor presses, suitcase carries. Mobility, daily, 5 to 10 minutes. Dynamic stretches, cat-cow, world's greatest stretch, shoulder rolls. Yoga flow, sun salutations, or child's pose to downward dog. Foam rolling, quads, calves, upper back. Endurance, 3x/week minimum. Walking, try brisk 20 to 30-minute walks, break into 10-minute chunks as needed. Intervals, after a warm-up, alternate 1 to 2 minutes of fast/slow walking or cycling for 10 to 20 minutes. Dancing or playing. Put on music, move freely, or play tag with kids. Modular workouts mean you can combine mobility stretches with quick strength sets after work or squeeze in an interval walk during a lunch break. Consistency matters more than perfection. Recovery, the overlooked biohack. Movement improves energy and longevity, but your body needs recovery to adapt and grow stronger. Recovery isn't just about days off, it's an active process. Stretch gently after each session to maintain flexibility and reduce tightness. Foam rolling 5 minutes in the evening can undo the effects of sitting or strenuous workouts. Active recovery, light walks, cycling, or swimming promote blood flow without strain. Sleep. The true magic happens during deep sleep, when muscles repair and hormones rebalance. Pay attention to fatigue, soreness, or dips in mood. These are signals to dial down intensity or focus on recovery practices. Sustainable performance is built on cycles of stress and rest. Build your balanced weekly movement plan. Creating your plan is about pairing intention with flexibility. 1. Choose 2 or 3 strength-based sessions. Mix bodyweight and resistance for variety. 2. Layer in 5 to 10 minutes of mobility work daily. Attach it to a habit, after waking or before bed. 3. Plan for 3 or more endurance bouts per week. These can be walks, dance sessions, or cycling. 4. Designate at least 1 full rest day and sprinkle in mini recoveries, foam rolling, light stretching during the week. Track your routine. Use a notebook or phone to mark what you do, how you feel, and what improves. Adjust week to week if something feels too easy, too tough, or simply not enjoyable. Over time, reflect. Does strength training help your posture or energy? Does stretching banish back pain? Does walking clear your mind? Make it personal and adaptable. Self-awareness and progression. Start where you are and build step by step. Notice how each type of movement and every recovery day influences your energy, flexibility, or sleep. Celebrate victories, adapt when needed, and use setbacks as feedback for refining, not abandoning, your plan. Athletes progress by listening to their bodies. So can you. Gradually introduce new exercises, extend walks, or hold planks for a few more seconds. Over time, these increments stack up. A final word, the real longevity secret. Smarter, structured movement, balanced with recovery, is a soul-deep investment in your future. You're not just burning calories, you're building resilience, protecting mood, and unlocking decades of play and independence. True biohacking isn't about tougher, longer, or louder workouts. It's about creating a rhythm of movement that fits your life, supports your goals, and leaves you stronger for every year to come. Move with intention, recover with care, and watch your capacity for health and joy expand in ways the old, move more, mantra could never deliver. Part 3. The Science of Longevity and Performance. The mind-body connection. At the peak of another long workday, Maya sat rigid at her desk, shoulders hunched and jaw tight. The more her thoughts spiraled about looming deadlines, the heavier and more tired her body felt. Heart racing, tension gripping her stomach, a dull ache pressing at her temples. But on days when she paused, closed her eyes, and breathed deeply, she noticed something remarkable. Clarity returned, her muscles relaxed, and a sense of control blossomed from the inside out. Her inner world changed her outer experience, moment by moment. Most of us know what it feels like when stress leaves its mark. Headaches, fatigue, clenched muscles, restless sleep. Yet we rarely notice the flip side, the way calm, focused thinking can actually lift our mood, restore our energy, and power sharper decisions. The mind-body connection isn't just philosophy, it's science, and understanding it unlocks a powerful lever for peak health and performance. How mindset shapes biology, the science. Our bodies respond to more than food or exercise. They respond to our beliefs, thoughts, and emotions. Research in psychoneuroimmunology explores how the mind and nervous system communicate with the immune system, hormones, and every cell. Positive states, like gratitude, optimism, or a growth mindset, increase feel-good messengers, dopamine, serotonin, lower stress hormones, cortisol, and even speed cellular repair. Chronic negative thinking or anxiety triggers inflammation, suppresses immune function, and slows recovery after illness or injury. A belief can literally shape your biology. In studies, people who believe they can change their health outcomes, even when controlling for exercise and food, have stronger immune responses and recover more quickly. The stress response and neuroplasticity. When you're under threat, real or imagined, your body enters the fight or flight mode. Adrenaline surges, muscles tense, heart rate spikes, and digestion pauses. Occasional stress sharpens alertness, but chronic stress becomes damaging, overtaxing the nervous system and sapping energy. This ongoing alarm state can lead to headaches, fatigue, gut issues, poor sleep, and lowered immunity. Here's the game changer. The brain is plastic. It rewires through repeated experience. Neuroplasticity means you can condition your mind and body to favor healthier patterns, breaking cycles of reactivity and building new reactions of calm, control, and resilience. Thoughts, feelings, and rituals are like exercise for your nervous system. They create new neural pathways that shape well-being. Key mind-body biohacks. Meditation. Regular meditation activates the rest and digest branch of your nervous system, lowering heart rate and blood pressure while promoting deep relaxation and heightened focus. Even a few minutes daily trains your brain to return to calm more quickly after stress. Beginner's practice. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Try 2 minutes to start, extending with comfort. Breath work. Conscious breathing can interrupt stress within 60 seconds. Slow, deep breaths signal safety to your brain, lowering cortisol and easing tension. Technique. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6 to 8. Repeat several times. Visualization. Imagining a positive outcome, loving memory, or desired state can stimulate real emotional and chemical shifts. Athletes use this to prime performance. Anyone can use it to boost focus or reassurance. Example. Picture a calming landscape in detail, or mentally rehearse a task going smoothly. Mind reset rituals, 1 to 5 minutes. Body scan. Close your eyes and breeze your attention through your body, from toes to head. Notice tension without judging, then release as you exhale. Soothing touch. Place a hand over your heart or belly, breathe deeply, and focus on the warmth. Mini gratitude pause. Think of one thing that went well today, however small. Feel the relief and reset. Quick grounding. Stand barefoot, stretch, and consciously align posture. Imagine your energy sinking into the earth. The Calm Circuit, a daily emotional reset. This 3-step ritual blends mindful breathing, gentle visualization, and body awareness. Use it first thing in the morning, during stressful moments, or before sleep. Step 1. Breathe. Sit comfortably, eyes closed. Inhale slowly for 4 counts. Exhale for 6. Repeat for 1 minute. Step 2. Visualize. Imagine a place or moment that brings safety and ease. Picture the colors, sounds, and air. Allow the pleasant feeling to infuse your body. Step 3. Scan. Gently scan from the crown of your head to your toes. Notice any tension and visualize it melting away with each breath. Finish with 3 deep, deliberate breaths. With practice, the Calm Circuit becomes automatic, a reset button you can press anytime, anywhere. Consistency, compassion, and awareness. Mastering the mind-body connection isn't about perfection. Track your emotional states in a notebook or phone. Notice triggers, tense meetings, crowded spaces, negative news, and experiment with rituals. Celebrate progress, forgive slips, and start again. The true skill is awareness, catching your body's subtle messages and responding with kindness. Final reflection, your foundation for everything. Every biohack in this book is amplified by a strong mind-body connection. When you train your nervous system to support calm, clarity, and emotional steadiness, you free up energy for growth, repair, and performance. Stress shrinks your world. Awareness and conscious rituals expand it. The mind and body are partners. Start small, practice often, and trust that each mindful breath and reset adds up to energy, clarity, and resilience that lasts a lifetime. 10. Cognitive biohacking. Boost your focus and mental clarity. The fractured mind, modern life versus flow. Imagine opening your laptop. 5 browser tabs, incoming emails, text pings, social media notifications blinking in the background, and a half-full coffee mug promising enough energy to power through. Yet as the morning unfolds, your thoughts feel scattered, memory fuzzy, and by noon, your creative spark has dulled. Contrast this with days when time stretches, distractions fall away, and you dive so deeply into a project that you forget about lunch. That's flow, the elusive state where clarity, creativity, and focus come effortlessly. We live in an age of mental fragmentation. But true mental clarity isn't just luck. It's a practice supported by science and habit. Cognitive biohacking means structuring your day, environment, and biology to nurture your best mind. Foundations, the brain's natural high-performance system. Optimal brain energy begins with 5 essentials. Sleep. Deep rest clears neural waste, reshapes memory, and sharpens thinking. Nutrition. Stable blood sugar fuels neurons. Antioxidants and healthy fats build resilient cells. Movement. Physical activity increases oxygen and triggers growth factors for neuroplasticity. Mindset. Positive beliefs reduce stress hormones and increase dopamine. Environment. Light, air, and order reduce mental clutter. Your brain runs on oxygenation, delivered with breath and movement, balanced glucose via whole foods and meal timing. Hydration. Even slight dehydration yields fog. And neural efficiency, supported by regular challenge and recovery. Morning activation. Brain on each day. A structured wake-up ritual can set your mind up for high performance. 1. Light exposure. Get outside or stand by a window within 30 minutes of waking. Sunlight resets your circadian rhythm, boosts alertness, and sharpens focus. 2. Movement. Do 3 to 5 minutes of stretching, yoga, or brisk walking. Physical activity increases blood and oxygen flow to your brain. 3. Hydration. Drink a glass of water before anything else to jumpstart cellular function. 4. Breath work. 10 slow, deep breaths for seconds in, 6 seconds out. Oxygenate your brain and calm scattered thoughts. 5. Cold exposure. End your shower with 30 seconds of cool water or splash your face. Instant alertness. 6. Journaling/gratitude. Jot down 1 intention or 3 gratitudes. This primes attention for what matters and sets a positive cognitive tone. Name your routine, the brain activation circuit. Within 10 minutes, your mind feels clear, curious, and ready to engage. The digital detox and dopamine reset. Modern devices hijack attention and trigger nonstop dopamine spikes. Social media, endless scrolling, and notifications create junk food rewards for your neural circuits. Over time, this shortens your focus span and spikes anxiety. The dopamine feedback loop. Each digital hit releases dopamine, a pleasure molecule, but the brain adapts quickly, craving more stimulation and making deep focus feel boring. Reset strategies. Scheduled screen breaks. Set alarms every 60 to 90 minutes to step away from all devices, even for 5 minutes. Dopamine fasting. Designate brief windows, 1 to 2 hours, with no screens, social media, or caffeine. Let your mind recalibrate. Sensory replacement. Substitute artificial stimulation with walking, music, nature, or a mindful chat with a friend. Dopamine reset day. Try 1 tech-free block per week. Take a nature walk, cook, journal, or do a hobby where full attention is required. Microhabits. Place your phone outside your bedroom before sleep. Delete 1 notification-heavy app for a day. Notice the difference in mental hunger and calm. Safe nootropics and adaptogens, nature's cognitive allies. The world of natural brain enhancers is exciting, but should be approached with care. Nootropics are substances that support memory, focus, or clarity. Some science-backed options include L-theanine, a calming amino acid in green tea, can be combined with caffeine for balanced alertness, 100 to 200 milligrams. Bacopa monnieri, a traditional adaptogen for memory and cognitive speed, 300 to 600 milligrams, standardized extract. Rhodiola rosea, counters fatigue and supports stress resilience, 200 to 400 milligrams. Lion's mane mushroom, supports neuron growth and clear thinking, 500 to 1,000 milligrams. Before experimenting, start with low doses. Notice effects over 1 to 2 weeks. Always prioritize sleep, nutrition, and recovery first. Supplements can help, but no pill replaces healthy living. Think of them as a sprinkle atop good daily habits. Mental recovery and creative flow. Even the sharpest brains need deliberate rest. Studies show we operate in ultradian rhythms, waves of focus and fatigue every 90 to 120 minutes. Respecting these cycles means working intensely, then resting briefly, rather than soldiering on until burnout. Practical recovery tools. Micro breaks, 2 to 5 minutes of meditation, stretching, or walking between work blocks. Nature and creative play. Spend time outside or engage in music, drawing, or brainstorming to activate right brain thinking. Mindful movement. Stand, twist, or stretch between tasks for blood and energy renewal. Scheduling recovery isn't lazy. It's essential for creativity and sustained energy. Actionable cognitive biohacks. Try these exercises for immediate clarity and focus. 1. 3-minute breath reset. Pause. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6. Repeat for 3 minutes. 2. Brain dump journaling. Fill a page with worries, ideas, and open loops. Clear mental clutter before important work. 3. 25-minute focus sprints. Pomodoro work undistracted for 25 minutes. Then take a 5-minute break. 4. Visual focus training. Look at an object, pen, plant, hand, in detail for 1 minute. Improves concentration and presence. 5. Binaural beats. Play focus-enhancing audio, alpha or beta waves. During deep work, research shows modest benefits for certain people. 6. Mindful task switching. Before switching activities, take 3 calm breaths. Name your intention for the next block. 7. Digital off hour. 1 hour daily with no email, messaging, or phone. Let your mind reset. Final reflection. Protect your most priceless asset. Mental clarity is not about cramming more into your brain. It's about clearing space for your best thoughts, full presence, and creative flow. Treat your attention as sacred. Guard it from digital noise. Nourish it with rest and meaningful challenge. The habits in this chapter aren't one-time tricks. They are lifelong practices of self-mastery. When your mental energy is optimized, everything else follows. Performance, joy, and sustained vitality. Focus is a choice. Flow is a habit. Presence is your superpower. Hormones and longevity. Samantha had always considered herself healthy, but lately, something was off. Some mornings, she'd wake up full of joy and momentum. Other days, even simple tasks seemed overwhelming. She blamed stress, coffee, age, but patterns seemed to shift for no clear reason. It wasn't until Samantha began to learn about hormones that she realized her energy, mood, and motivation weren't just a roll of the dice. They were being orchestrated, moment to moment, by invisible messengers within. Most people associate hormones with puberty or reproductive health. But hormones are your body's master conductors, harmonizing energy, metabolism, sleep, and even how clear your mind feels as you age. Beneath every burst of motivation or wave of fatigue is a symphony of hormonal signals, shaping how you live, feel, and perform every single day. Hormones, your body's Wi-Fi signals of health. Imagine your body as an orchestra. Hormones are the silent conductors, molecules released by glands, traveling through the bloodstream, instructing organs when to ramp up energy, store nutrients, repair tissue, or wind down for rest. Like Wi-Fi, you can't see them, but when the signal falters, every device, brain, muscle, immune system, goes out of sync. Here's how a few key hormones drive your day. Cortisol, the stress responder, vital for waking you up, helping you respond to challenges. But if it's chronically high, cortisol can drain energy, disturb sleep, and impair recovery. Insulin, the blood sugar manager, moves glucose from your blood into cells for fuel. Persistent highs, from frequent snacking or sugary foods, can dull this signal, causing energy crashes and eventually metabolic issues. Testosterone, the rejuvenator, supports drive, energy, muscle repair, and libido in both men and women, though at different amounts. Low levels zap motivation and slow recovery. Estrogen and progesterone orchestrate mood, metabolism, skin health, resilience, and repair, especially, but not only, for women. Their dance shifts across the lifespan. Thyroid hormones, the thermostat, set the pace of metabolism and energy. Low levels can slow everything, while imbalances can cause jitteriness or fatigue. A growth hormone peaks at night, stimulating cell repair and muscle/bone growth, vital for recovery and staying youthful. The body's hormonal system is always listening, responding to food, light, activity, rest, and thought. How to balance cortisol, insulin, and testosterone naturally. Hormonal health isn't about chasing perfect levels. It's about supporting your body so these signals cycle in harmony. Here's a simple science-backed guide. Cortisol, friend, not foe, in balance. Why it matters. Healthy spikes of cortisol help you wake, focus, and respond to life. But chronic overload, from stress, poor sleep, or overtraining, keeps you stuck in high alert. How to balance. Morning sunlight, Expose your eyes and skin to bright, natural light soon after waking. This helps set cortisol's daily rhythm. Move your body, first thing if possible. Even a short walk lowers baseline stress and signals the brain that it's a new day. Breathwork. Practice slow breathing, especially during pauses and transitions. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6 to 8 counts. Recovery matters. Prioritize restful activities, reading, music, time in nature. Chronic busyness keeps cortisol high. Insulin, the gatekeeper of energy. Why it matters. When working right, insulin helps shuttle glucose into cells for energy and manages fat storage. Persistent highs, from frequent snacking or simple carbs, can dull the signal and zap steady energy. How to balance. Balanced meals. Prioritize proteins, healthy fats, and fiber over refined sugars/starches. Movement after meals. Even a 10-minute walk can improve insulin sensitivity and keep energy steady. Intermittent fasting. Spacing out meals allows insulin levels to drop and cells to reset. Start simple, e.g., 12 hours overnight fast. Sleep deeply. Poor sleep heightens insulin resistance. Aim for consistency and quality. Testosterone, vital for vitality. Why it matters. Supports motivation, energy, strength, and repair for all genders. Natural boosters. Resistance training. Anything from push-ups to squats or dumbbell lifts. Strength work triggers testosterone release. Eat quality fats. Olive oil, avocado, fatty fish. Nuts support hormone production. Deep, regular sleep. Most testosterone is released during REM sleep. Lower chronic stress. Unmanaged anxiety can sap testosterone, dampening motivation and drive. Balance is about steady, consistent support, not chasing extremes or quick fixes. Honor your body's rhythm and recovery needs. How lifestyle ripples through your hormones. Every choice you make sends feedback to your endocrine system. Sleep. A single restless night spikes cortisol, disrupts insulin, suppresses growth hormone, and leaves you less resilient the next day. Deep sleep is your nightly hormone reset. Nutrition. Whole, unprocessed foods provide building blocks, amino acids, healthy fats, micronutrients for hormone creation. Skipping major food groups or constant dieting puts your system on edge. Eat regularly, build balanced plates. Movement. Both vigorous strength training and moderate endurance, walking, cycling, dance, keep hormonal rhythms healthy. Too much, too hard, or zero movement derails the system. Aim for variety, joy, and regularity. Takeaways. Emphasize recovery. Days off and lighter activities support adaptation. Cycle your effort. Vary intensity throughout the week. Hard, easy, rest, repeat. Honor your inner feedback. Notice energy, mood, drive, and adjust accordingly. Daily and weekly rhythms for hormone harmony. Supporting your hormones is about accumulation of small, smart habits. Sleep. Prioritize a regular bedtime and wake-up window. Use evening rituals and exposure to morning sunlight to anchor your circadian system. Food. Build plates around protein, seasonally varied plants, and healthy fats most of the time. Don't fear moderate carbs or unplanned treats. Movement. Schedule 2 to 3 strength sessions weekly, plus daily movement, walk, stretch, dance. Active rest counts. Stress management. Include play, breath work, nature, or time with loved ones. Whatever lowers your baseline stress most reliably. No extreme restriction. Chronic undereating or overtraining is perceived as threat. Your hormones prefer abundance and recuperation cycles. Work with your body's natural rhythms. Time meals and movement to your natural highs, and listen to signals for rest or exertion. Hormone harmony checklist. Get 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep in a dark, cool environment. See sunlight within an hour of waking most days. Balance meals with protein, healthy fat, fiber, and a colorful array of plants. Move your body daily and build muscle strength each week. Practice slow, mindful breathing, especially when stressed or at transition points. Prioritize connection, joy, creative pursuits, and reflective downtime. Avoid extremes. No crash diets, overtraining, or all-or-nothing thinking. Reflection. Partnership for a lifetime. Longevity isn't just measured in years. It's the quality of your years. Hormone harmony doesn't demand the extremes of biohacking. It's a beautiful, ongoing partnership with your biology. When you sleep well, nourish with care, move with purpose, and manage stress with awareness, your hormone Wi-Fi remains strong and clear. View your hormonal system as a trusted partner, one you can support with presence, patience, and smart, consistent choices. The reward is a life where energy, motivation, and resilience aren't fleeting. They're your steady companions on the path to lifelong vitality. Balance is the new extreme. Let that be the key to your thriving longevity. Environmental biohacking. Picture this. It's mid-afternoon under office fluorescence, and the air feels heavy. Your thoughts slow, focus drifts, and half the team yawns. Yet, step outside into crisp sunlight, just a few minutes in fresh air, and it's as if a hidden switch flips. Energy jumps, mood lifts, you become alert again. Most of us treat these moments as chance, but in reality, the environment is always conversing with our biology, shaping energy, sleep, stress, and even immune system strength. Whether we realize it or not, our surroundings act as silent partners in health, and sometimes they're sabotaging us more than we know. The science, surroundings shape biology. Environmental biohacking is about tuning the world around you, not just your body itself. Your environment constantly influences your genes and cellular systems. This is the principle of epigenetic influence. Factors like air quality, light, noise, and temperature talk to your DNA, encouraging genes to activate or silence in real time. Consider these examples. Air. Poor air quality isn't just uncomfortable. It lowers oxygen levels in blood and brain, reducing clarity and performance. Noise. Chronic background noise triggers low-grade stress, pushing adrenaline and cortisol up. Silence restores calm physiology. Light. Natural sunlight keeps your circadian rhythm synced, improving sleep and mood. Artificial light at night, especially blue light, can lead to insomnia and mood dips. Modern biohacking means intentionally redesigning your environment to help your biology thrive, not just survive. The 4 pillars: air, light, sound, temperature. Let's break down the most impactful environmental elements and how you can optimize each one. 1. Air. Breathe better, think better. Clean air means more oxygen for your cells and clearer thinking. Simple biohacks include: open windows daily. Fresh air rebalances indoor CO2 and pollutants. Plants. Spider plants, snake plants, and pothos filter toxins and boost oxygen. Try a plant in your bedroom or workspace. Air filters. Invest in a HEPA filter, even small ones, for rooms with low ventilation or urban pollution. Ventilate after cleaning or cooking. Remove VOCs and smoke. 2. Light. Align your inner clock. Morning light. Get outside within an hour of waking. This anchors your circadian rhythm and sharpens alertness. Dim evening lights. Switch to lamps, amber bulbs, or candles after sunset to cue melatonin and prep for sleep. Task lighting. Position lights to reduce eye strain and improve focus during work/study. Optimize screen brightness. Lower screens at night, and use warm color settings in evening hours. 3. Sound. Shape your state. Background music. Lo-fi, classical, or nature sounds can boost focus and reduce stress. Noise-canceling headphones. Block disruptive sounds at home or work. Even basic earplugs help. Soundscapes. Try ocean waves, rain, or white noise to mask stressful urban clangor or create calm bedtime rituals. Quiet zones. Designate areas or times in your home where noise is minimized, perfect for recovery, meditation, or deep focus. 4. Temperature. Tune metabolic and rest cycles. Cool sleep. Aim for bedroom temperatures between 16 to 19 degrees Celsius, 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. This deepens sleep quality. Movement breaks, slight temperature changes, a brisk walk outdoors, a hot shower, help shift energy and stress. Cold exposure. Splash your face in cold water or finish showers with 30 seconds of cool. This activates alertness and supports mitochondrial health. Heat therapy. Saunas or heated baths stimulate relaxation and help with cellular repair. These elemental tweaks are often free, fast, and can massively boost everyday energy. Blue light versus red light. The color spectrum of biohacking. Blue light, including standard LEDs and screens, is a double-edged sword. In the morning, It boosts alertness and helps reset your wake cycle. But by evening, blue light suppresses melatonin, disrupts sleep, and strains eyes. Action steps. Limit screens and bright overhead lighting after 7 p.m. Use blue light blocking glasses for nighttime work. Set electronics to night mode or warmer colors by sunset. Red light, especially from candles, old-style bulbs, or specialized therapy panels, promotes relaxation and supports mitochondrial repair. Action steps. Use red light or amber bulbs after dark, especially in bedrooms. Consider a few minutes of red light therapy to soothe eyes and prep for deep sleep. Get natural sunlight, full spectrum, in the morning for balanced circadian input. Blue light gets you going, red light brings you home. Detoxify your home and workspace. Hidden toxins and stressors are everywhere, from plastic containers to cleaning sprays and omnipresent Wi-Fi. Start small and swap out stressors week by week. Natural cleaners. Use vinegar, baking soda, or plant-based cleaning products in place of harsh chemicals. Glass containers. Replace plastic for food storage. No worry about BPA or leaching. Indoor plants. Absorb toxins and beautify the space. Declutter and ventilate. Mold and stagnant air thrive in dark, cluttered, and poorly ventilated spots. EMF awareness. While the science is still unsettled, turning off Wi-Fi at night and keeping electronics away from sleep areas is a common low-cost precaution. Upgrade tip. Don't overhaul at once. Pick a corner, closet, or single routine to improve each week. Over time, your living space becomes a biolab for vitality, not a secret stress factory. Design your ideal, health-boosting environment. Treat your surroundings as an extension of your biology, a stage for your best possible self. Morning. Let in natural light. Take a few deep breaths by an open window. Use energizing essential oils, citrus, pine. Workspace. Clear desk clutter. Play focused music. Position seating for good posture. Add a green plant. Evening. Dim or switch off unnecessary lights. Lower ambient noise, soft music or white noise. Bring in warm scents, lavender, vanilla. Keep sleep spaces tech-free or minimalist. Small adjustments will calibrate your environment to boost energy, mood, and performance. Motivational reflection. Train your surroundings. Your environment is your silent coach. Every wall, window, and sound pulses through your biology, shaping energy, recovery, and resilience. The real goal of environmental biohacking isn't a sterile, perfect home. It's alignment, creating spaces and rituals that recharge, rather than drain, your vitality. Every strategic tweak teaches your body to thrive. Over time, your inner world harmonizes with your outer one. Make each corner of your life a cue for your best performance. Start now. Open a window, clear a surface, dim a lamp. Your very world becomes a powerful tool for living well. Chapter 13. Biohacking Stress and Resilience. It's Monday morning. You're racing through city traffic, the radio's barking news, your phone buzzes with urgent messages, and somehow you're still mentally juggling a half-dozen projects. By lunchtime, your shoulders ache, jaw is tight, and your mood's already on edge. Modern life is relentless, delivering microstressors at every turn. Delays, distractions, social pressures, and the constant ping of notifications. Most people buckle or burn out in this atmosphere, but some seem immune, gliding calmly through chaos, focused and upbeat. The difference? Their nervous system is trained to handle pressure, not because stress disappeared, but because adaptation took its place. Stress isn't the villain. Our relationship to it makes all the difference. When you learn to master stress, it becomes fuel for physical and emotional strength. The science, stress adaptation, and hormesis. Stress is biological feedback, a signal from the body's HPA axis, hypothalamus pituitary adrenal system. When challenged, these glands flood your system with cortisol and adrenaline, sharpening focus, quickening reflexes, and mobilizing energy. Short bursts of stress, like public speaking, a cold plunge, or a high-pressure meeting, can make you stronger, clearer, and more resilient. It's chronic, never-ending stress that erodes health, slows recovery, and drags down motivation. Hormesis is the idea that what doesn't kill you can make you stronger if you recover. Just as muscles need resistance to grow, Your whole nervous system builds toughness through healthy stress, balanced by recovery. Small doses, adapted with care, activate your biology for peak performance. Building biological resilience, cold, breath, and hormetic stress. Cold exposure. A brief cold shower or splash on the face spikes dopamine, boosts circulation, and increases tolerance for discomfort. Beginners can finish their shower with 30 seconds of cold water, working up gradually. The discomfort signals the nervous system to adapt, creating biological hardiness for stress of any kind. Breath control. Your breath is a steering wheel for stress. Slow exhalation calms, while deep inhalation energizes. Try box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 6 to 8 seconds. Repeat for 2 to 3 minutes. Breathwork trains your body to recover quickly even in high-pressure moments. Optional, heat stress. Sauna or hot baths activate heat shock proteins, which help repair cells, regulate inflammation, and build physical resilience. Consistency trumps intensity. Experiment gently and track your responses. Resilience grows with small daily training, not epic efforts. Reframing stress as a performance tool. Once you see stress as feedback, not punishment, you unlock new possibilities. Elite performers, athletes, surgeons, pilots, reframe stress as a sign their biology is preparing for excellence. This is cognitive appraisal, turning problems into growth and threat into opportunity. Stress inoculation. Expose yourself to manageable challenges regularly. Public speaking, hard workouts, deadlines, practiced with awareness. Raise your stress tolerance. Mindset shift. Replace "I'm stressed" with "I'm energized and preparing." Eustress versus distress. Positive stress, eustress, fuels progress. Negative stress, distress, harms when chronic or left unrecovered. Your aim: train your nervous system through conscious exposure, then recover skillfully. Daily recovery protocols for resilience. Building stress tolerance is only half the story. Recovery is vital. Morning reset. Cold shower, 30 seconds. Breath activation, box breathing, sunlight, and light movement. Midday microbreak. Step away, stretch, power pose for 1 minute, or try 5 slow breaths. Reset posture and intention. Evening wind down. Gentle stretching, tech detox. Journaling 3 good moments, or a gratitude pause. Practice mindful breathing before bed. These rituals balance stress doses with calming restoration. Practice for a week. Sample resilience routine, 7 days. 1. Start each day with a cold finish to your shower. 2. Practice box breathing for 2 to 3 minutes upon waking or before work stressors. 3. Add 1 midday recovery break. Stretch, walk, breathe. 4. End evenings with quiet time. Music, self-reflection, gentle movement. 5. Journal stressors and responses. Notice how recovery alters your energy and focus. 6. Gradually dial up cold, heat, or mental challenges as resilience grows. 7. Reflect after week 1. What feels easier, clearer, or more in control? Reflection. Thriving beyond stress. Resilience means more than stress resistance. It's thriving under pressure, adapting, and growing. Every stressor is an invitation to adapt, teaching you to recover smarter and become stronger. Balance stress with daily rituals, curiosity, and conscious mindset shifts. The more you train recovery, the tougher, physically and emotionally, you become. Stress isn't a life sentence, but a tool. Use it wisely, and each day becomes an opportunity, not an obstacle, to grow your resilience and unlock your inner strength. Your biology is waiting. Train it carefully, recover often, and let stress be the spark, not the problem. Simple supplementation and hydration. A midday trip to the health store can feel like stepping into a labyrinth. Shelves stacked head-high with bottles shout promises, instant energy, laser focus, ageless vitality. It's easy to be overwhelmed. Where to start? Most people grab whatever looks popular, hoping for a miracle, only to discover disappointment or side effects. The truth: effective supplementation and hydration are less about excess and more about precision. It's not the number of pills that matters, but how intentionally they serve your unique biology. Your foundation: vitamins, minerals, and adaptogens. Imagine your body as a computer Vitamins and minerals are its operating system updates. These tiny molecules keep everything running smoothly, from energy production to immune responses and cellular repair. Vitamins are like spark plugs. They ignite countless biological reactions, keep nerves firing, and help convert food into fuel. Vitamin D, for example, supports mood, immunity, and bone health. B vitamins power up energy metabolism and focus. Minerals are electrolyte managers and cofactor builders. Sodium and potassium balance fluids. Magnesium calms nerves and supports muscle recovery, and calcium stabilizes cellular structure. Without these building blocks, your operating system glitches, fatigue, cramps, foggy thinking. Adaptogens are nature's resilience boosters, plant compounds that help fork your stress response. Ashwagandha, rhodiola, and Asian ginseng gently nudge your body to handle pressure with more grace, supporting mood and stamina. But just as a software update needs the right timing and amounts, chasing megadoses or trendy combinations can backfire. Small but essential, balance matters far more than big numbers. Science versus supplement hype. Learn to decode labels. Marketing loves to sell dreams. Evidence prefers reality. A truly effective supplement is backed by solid research. Clinical trials, with proven safety, absorption, bioavailability, and measurable results. Third-party testing ensures purity and potency. Red flags. Watch for exaggerated claims, proprietary blends, hiding actual doses, or missing transparency. Essentials for most people, especially those with modern indoor lifestyles, include vitamin D, often low due to limited sun exposure, supports mood and immunity. Magnesium, crucial for recovery, sleep, and stress handling. Many diets fall short. Omega-3s, from fish oil or algae, they support brain, joint, and heart health. But remember, needs depend on diet, environment, and current health. Get blood work for clarity. Journal your response to new supplements. If you don't notice a benefit, skip it. Treat supplementation as data-driven self-care, not impulse buying. Hydration biohacks, the magic of water and minerals. Most people are mildly dehydrated. Even a 2% drop impairs focus and mood. Hydration is about more than drinking water. It's about timing, quality, and balance. Electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, keep nerves firing and muscles contracting. If you've ever felt lightheaded after heavy exercise, that's your body craving these minerals. Actionable hydration tips. Start your day with a glass of water before caffeine. Drink around meals to aid digestion, but avoid overhydration during heavy activity. Too much water can flush out minerals. After sweating, try a homemade electrolyte mix. Pinch of sea salt, squeeze of lemon, splash of orange juice in water. Signs of dehydration include dark urine, headaches, dizziness, or fatigue. Prefer mineral water or add trace mineral drops for added benefits. Balance is key. Don't force yourself to chug gallons. Notice thirst and hydrate strategically. Designing your minimal effective supplement stack. Less is wiser. Here's how you might structure a simple, smart daily routine, subject to your own needs. Morning, vitamin D with food and fats, omega-3 fish oil or algae for mood and inflammation. Afternoon, magnesium glycinate or malate or a B-complex, boosts recovery and mental energy. Evening, adaptogen blend or calming herbal teas, reishi, ashwagandha. Test your stack. Observe mood, energy, sleep quality for 2 weeks. Note any changes. If a supplement isn't helping after a fair trial, let it go. Supplement quality matters. Choose brands with transparent ingredients and third-party testing. Consistency always trumps variety. Simple, effective hydration rituals. Carry a reusable bottle. Flavor water naturally, mint, cucumber, berries. Hydrate early and at regular intervals. Add minerals after exercise or heavy sweating. Notice how hydration affects your midday energy and mental clarity. Adjust as needed. Motivational reflection. Simplicity is sophistication. In biohacking, sophistication comes not from complexity, but from targeted, intelligent action. Don't fall for hype, and don't build your routine from fear or impulse. Supplements are tools, not magic. They support the healthy choices you already make. Good sleep, whole foods, regular movement, stress mastery, and mindful hydration. Supplements don't make you healthy. They support the healthy choices you already make. Real optimization begins with awareness, balance, and simplicity. Start simple, listen to your body, and refine with intention. The less is more path leads to vitality that marketing can't deliver. Just small, smart habits performed consistently every day. Detox and cellular renewal. Sarah prided herself on healthy living. She ate whole foods, got 7 hours of sleep, and drank plenty of water. But lately, she felt sluggish, her mind foggy by mid-afternoon, her energy never quite recovering, even on weekends. She wondered if she was missing something hidden, something her good habits couldn't quite fix. The reality? Daily life brings a load of invisible guests, environmental toxins, metabolic waste, and leftover cellular debris that her body needed to clear. These silent drains can linger, sapping vitality and dampening clarity, unless we help the body's own renewal systems run at full power. Everyday toxins, the calm truth. Let's skip the scare tactics and talk sense. Toxins aren't lurking monsters, but a natural part of living in the modern world. A toxin is simply anything unnecessary or damaging in the wrong amount. Chemical residues, air pollution, synthetic ingredients, or the normal byproducts of metabolism. Think of your body as a city with a sophisticated waste management system. When the trash is collected efficiently, everything runs smoothly. But if the system gets overloaded, junk piles up, and order breaks down. Daily exposures add up, from air quality, processed food additives and preservatives, plastic packaging, synthetic fragrances, and standard cleaning products. Over months and years, these subtle inputs can tax your liver, disrupt your hormonal balance, and slow your cellular engines. This doesn't mean a panic overhaul is required, but it does mean your body benefits from conscious support and periodic tune-ups. The body's master detectors, filtering for health. You already come equipped with the best detox technology on Earth. A liver, your internal filter. It neutralizes chemicals and transforms waste into forms your body can safely eliminate. Kidneys. These filtration plants sift out byproducts from your blood, sending them to be excreted in urine. Lymphatic system, a vast drainage network that sweeps up toxins and immune debris, delivering them to the bloodstream for clearance. Skin. Sweating is your body's natural way to offload excess heat and water-soluble toxins. When these systems are supported with nutrient-rich foods, clean water, movement, and good sleep, they operate efficiently. But deplete yourself with poor habits or relentless exposure, and the system slows. Support is about steady, daily choices. Simple strategies to support detox. Eat the rainbow. Diverse fruits and vegetables boost antioxidants, your cell defenders against free radicals and pollutants. Hydrate with intention. Plenty of clean, mineral-rich water helps flush waste and supports kidney and lymphatic function. Move daily. Walking, stretching, or rebounding stimulate lymph flow and encourage blood circulation. Prioritize sleep. Deep sleep triggers your brain's own washing cycle, called the glymphatic system, and signals the liver to ramp up cleanup. Practical detox biohacks. Sweating. Exercise, sauna, or a simple hot bath triggers sweating, which lets your body release certain water-soluble toxins through the skin. Even a brisk walk that gets you glowing can help. Fasting. When you temporarily pause eating, like an overnight 12 to 16-hour fast, you trigger a process called autophagy, your body's built-in recycling and repair program. It hunts down and breaks apart damaged cell parts, proteins, and metabolic junk, freeing up resources for renewal. Hydration. Quality matters as much as quantity. Use filtered or mineral water. For a daily ritual, drink a tall glass upon waking, optionally with a pinch of sea salt or fresh lemon, to jumpstart your system. Breath work and gentle movement. Deep diaphragmatic breathing and movement routines like yoga, tai chi, or even short walks encourage oxygen delivery and lymphatic drainage. Key steps in clearing waste. No need for extremes. Gentle, regular habits outperform drastic detoxes every time. Autophagy, spring cleaning for your cells. Autophagy literally means self-eating. It's your body's way of sweeping out the old to make way for the new. Imagine cleaning out your closet. Instead of letting useless stuff crowd the shelves, you regularly recycle and refresh. Fasting, solid sleep, and brief, Healthy stress triggers, like cold exposure or high-intensity intervals, all stimulate autophagy, bolstering energy, sharpening performance, and supporting long-term resilience. Detox hype versus real, evidence-based renewal. Not all detox is created equal. Skip harsh juice cleanses, detox teas, and extreme fasting plans that promise miracles but often sap energy and strain your body's natural systems. Real detoxification is not about punishment or restriction. It's about gently creating the right environment for your body's built-in brilliance. Listen to your body's signals. If you're more tired, irritable, or dizzy on a regimen, scale back or pause. Consistency and awareness, not severity, are what reset your cellular balance. The 7-Day Detox Reset Gentle Renewal Plan. Day 1 to 7. Prioritize whole, unprocessed foods. Lots of greens, sulfur-rich veggies, broccoli, garlic, berries, and healthy fats, olive oil, avocado. Drink 2 to 2.5 liters of water or herbal teas daily. Add a dash of sea salt or trace minerals for electrolyte support. Move daily. Aim for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Walk, yoga, or a sweat session. Try sauna or a hot bath 2 to 3 times in the week, if possible. Experiment with a 12 to 14-hour overnight fast, e.g., dinner at 7 p.m., breakfast at 9 a.m., to stimulate autophagy. Practice deep breathing or meditation for 5 minutes every evening. Reflect. Each evening, jot down physical and emotional shifts. Is your energy changing? Mood? Sleep? Let awareness, not judgment, guide you. Approach this as an experiment. Notice how your body feels and responds. Modify to fit your needs and daily realities. Gentle curiosity over rigid goals. Motivational reflection. Create conditions for renewal. Detox and cellular renewal aren't synonyms for deprivation or restriction. They are about providing the right conditions so your brilliant biology can do what it does best: repair, refresh, and restore. You don't need a crash course. You need sustainable, supportive habits that keep your internal city clean and vibrant. Every glass of water, every walk in fresh air, every colorful plate, and each restful night lays the foundation for cellular vitality. Trust that your body is always working for you, and when you give it what it needs, it returns the favor with clarity, energy, and resilient health that lasts. Aging gracefully, longevity habits that work. Ruth, age 67, stands at a mountain trailhead, tightening her boots. Her grandchildren bounce nearby, eager to hike. Far from being sidelined by age, Ruth is their adventure leader, energetic, curious, and sharp-minded. Neighbors marvel at her stamina, but Ruth quietly credits her days to nourishing food, regular movement, deep sleep, and the joy she finds in learning something new each week. Here's the deeper truth. Aging well is not only about looking young, but feeling vibrant, strong, and mentally awake. Aging isn't passive decline. It's an active process we can shape every day. The science of aging. What can we influence? Aging happens on the inside long before the mirror notices. At the cellular level, our DNA's protective caps, telomeres, shorten with each cell division, like plastic tips on shoelaces slowly fraying. Oxidative stress wears down our mitochondria, draining cellular energy. Inflammaging, becomes chronic, a slow background burn. Some cells stop functioning but refuse to die, becoming senescent zombie cells that disrupt healthy tissue around them. Yet, our bodies are repair machines. Given the right habits, they can upgrade, maintain, and fine-tune these internal systems, slowing biological aging far beyond our chronological years. Think of biological age as your body's true mileage. You might be 50 on paper but 35 in cellular health, a testament to daily choices rather than the calendar. Longevity habits. What works and why? Let's cut through hype and focus on evidence-backed habits that keep you younger, inside and out. Nutrition. Whole, colorful, antioxidant-rich foods reduce inflammation, feed mitochondria, and supply repair nutrients. Intermittent fasting gently prompts cellular cleanup, autophagy. Example, try the rainbow rule. Eat 5 different plant colors each day, and 1 to 2 meals within a 10 to 12-hour window. Your cells reap the benefits. Movement. Strength training builds bone and muscle. Cardio maintains heart and lung resilience. And mobility. keeps you agile. Together, they counteract age-related decline. Example, brisk walk in the morning, quick resistance training, push-ups, squats, 5-minute stretch before bed. Sleep. Deep rest allows cellular repair and hormonal balancing. Sleep's cleaning cycles remove neural waste. Think of it as nightly spring cleaning for the brain and body. Tip: keep a consistent bedtime, use blackout curtains, or finish dinner 2 to 3 hours before bed. Stress management. Chronic stress accelerates aging. Mindfulness, gratitude, social connection, and play reduce cortisol, improve immunity, and brighten the mind. Example, 5 minutes of daily meditation, a gratitude journal, or a weekly coffee chat with uplifting friends. Purpose. Studies show that meaning, why you get up in the morning, directly lengthens lifespan and improves well-being. Example, volunteer, teach, create, nurture a garden, or learn something new each month. Lessons from the Blue Zones. Blue Zones, places like Okinawa, Sardinia, Nicoya, Ikaria, and Loma Linda, are real-world longevity labs. Diet. Plant-heavy, minimally processed foods, beans, seeds, nuts, fruits, and vegetables. Movement. Natural, daily activity. Walking, gardening, stairs, light manual tasks. Social connection. Strong family and community ties support mental and emotional health. Purpose. Ikigai. Everyone has a reason to wake up that gives life direction and joy. Moderate eating. Hara Hachibiyu. Stop eating when 80% full. Spirituality. Faith, reflection, and rituals offer support through life's storms. You don't need to move to Sardinia to benefit. Choose plant-based meals, walk wherever possible, join or form a small community, practice gratitude and moderate portion sizes. Mental and emotional youthfulness. Longevity requires staying young in spirit. Learning and curiosity spark neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire and renew. Cognitive flexibility, staying open to change and new perspectives, protects against decline. Social engagement challenges and supports the brain. Gratitude and play feed emotional vitality. Mind renewal activities. Read a new book or article each week. Take a class, learn an instrument, or try a new hobby. Play, draw, dance, explore, laugh. Seek out friendships that challenge and inspire you. New science, old wisdom, modern longevity biohacks. Cold exposure and heat therapy. Gentle cold showers or sauna sessions boost resilience, blood flow, and cellular repair. Hormesis, mild physical stress, like exercise, fasting, or temperature changes, triggers biological repair. NAD+ precursors, nutrients like niacin, and lifestyle practices supporting mitochondrial health, may enhance energy and repair, but focus on basics before new supplements. Track biological age. Simple markers like walking speed, grip strength, energy levels, and sleep quality are sometimes more valuable than high-tech tests. Keep it simple and personalized. Small, consistent habits always outweigh big or expensive interventions when it comes to true vitality. 7-Day Longevity Habit Challenge. Day 1. Mindful morning ritual and 30-minute walk. Day 2. Eat plant-focused meals. Try 2 new fruits or vegetables. Day 3. Practice gratitude and reach out to a friend or loved one. Day 4. Strength session, simple home exercises, and stretching. Day 5. Digital detox. Avoid screens in the evening, early bedtime. Day 6. Cold shower or 10-minute sauna or warm bath. Day 7. Reflect and journal. Plan a new activity for next week. Track your mood, sleep, and energy. Notice how tiny shifts add up. Repeat as desired and build new habits from your findings. Motivational reflection. Aging as a lifelong partnership. Aging is inevitable, but decline is optional. The habits you cultivate today are seeds for tomorrow's vitality. Think of your body and mind as lifelong companions. Nurture them through movement, good food, sleep, connection, and curiosity. Youthfulness is less about the mirror and more about energy, engagement, and a living spirit. Be gentle, experiment boldly, and trust that graceful aging is not about resisting time. It's about expanding into it, stronger and wiser with every year. Chapter 17. Building Your Personal Biohacking Routine. When Mia first discovered biohacking, she was excited but also paralyzed. Should she start intermittent fasting, track her REM cycles, or optimize her supplements? Her mornings began with enthusiasm but dissolved into confusion as she juggled 10 different habits. Mia's friend Daniel, however, had quietly created a simple daily rhythm: a morning walk in sunlight, protein-rich breakfast, focused work sprints, evening stretching, and a digital sunset ritual. Daniel felt more energized, creative, and resilient, not because he did everything, but because he did the right things for him, day in and day out. Biohacking only transforms your life when it becomes routine. Mastery comes not from amassing tips, but from designing a daily plan that aligns with your values and energy. The best biohack, one you can actually live with. Designing your ideal day, segment by segment. Think of your day as a series of moments to optimize, not a string of strict tasks, but a flexible framework for energy, focus, and renewal. Breaking routines into segments clarifies when and how to plug in the right habits. Morning. Expose yourself to natural light within 30 minutes of waking to reset your body clock. Drink a glass of water with minerals before caffeine to hydrate at the cellular level. Move your body. Even 3 minutes of stretching gets blood flowing. Set your mindset. A brief meditation, gratitude journaling, or setting the day's intention. Midday. Emphasize a nutrient-packed meal to stabilize blood sugar and prevent afternoon slumps. Use productivity boosters, 25-minute focus sprints, scheduled breaks, for deep work. Insert micro-recovery. Go outside, take movement breaks, or do 2 minutes of mindful breathing. Evening. Start to wind down at least 60 to 90 minutes before bed. Dim lights, reduce screens. Choose calming activities like reading or gentle yoga. Have a light, nourishing meal. Avoid heavy or late-night eating. Take time to reflect. Jot a few notes on wins, challenges, or gratitude. Night. Prepare for restorative rest. Cool, dark room, tech-free zone, consistent bedtime. Consider breathwork, stretching, or meditation as off switches before sleep. When your day is structured around these intentional moments, you're more likely to stick with the changes, and the benefits accumulate over time, transforming not just your day but your biology. Habit stacking and anchoring. The secret to consistency. Forming habits is easier when you attach them to routines you already have. This is habit stacking, piggybacking new behaviors on established ones. Pair actions with environmental or behavioral cues, anchoring, to make them automatic. After I brush my teeth, I drink a glass of water with minerals. After my morning walk, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. After lunch, I step outside for 3 deep breaths and a stretch. The science? Habits form when you cue, perform the action, and feel a reward, even if it's just a sense of completion. Small, stacked habits accumulate more power than grand but irregular efforts. Focus on consistency and anchoring routines to get compounding results. Accountability and consistency, staying on track without stress. Routine sticks when you track and journal. Use pen, notes app, or even a printed tracker for your core habits. Set gentle reminders, alarms, sticky notes, or digital nudges at the right moments. Find accountability. Share your goals with a friend, join a group, or check in weekly. Celebrate wins. Reflect on small successes. Reward yourself for sticking with it. Review and adapt. Once a week, notice what's working and where you struggle. Tweak, don't judge. Remember, consistency beats perfection. Sample 7-day optimal living plan. Personalize as needed. Day 1. Morning, light exposure, hydration, intention setting. Movement, 15 to 30-minute walk. Meals, protein-rich breakfast, balanced lunch/dinner. Evening, screen-free hour, gentle stretches, gratitude journaling. Day 2. Morning breath work plus cold splash. Strength session, bodyweight or light weights. Midday micro-recovery, nature break. Evening, herbal tea ritual, low lights. Day 3. Hydrate and review your top priorities. Movement, mobility session or yoga. Deep work, 2 25-minute focus sprints, morning and afternoon. Evening, digital detox, early bedtime. Day 4. Morning sunlight plus gratitude journaling. Cardio, 20-minute walk, run, or bike. Midday, stretch and refocus breaks. Evening, reflect on wins and lessons. Day 5. Morning, water and mindset check. Movement, strength, or mixed activity. Mid-afternoon, add a 2-minute breathing reset. Evening, wind down meditation or deep breathing. Day 6. Optional. Try intermittent fasting, delayed breakfast. Movement, hike, dance, play sports, or just move more. Social. Reach out to a friend or family. Evening, warm bath or sauna, journaling. Day 7. Full rest or gentle movement. Reflect. Review your energy, focus, and mood changes. Plan. Adjust next week's routine based on this week's experience. Modify intensity, timing, and habits to suit your life. The key is not to copy a perfect plan, but to find what makes you feel more present, energetic, and resilient. Journal notes daily to spot what works. Motivational reflection. The journey of personal optimization. The most effective biohacks aren't the exotic ones, but the ones you live, morning, noon, and night. Every routine you build is an act of self-respect and empowerment. Progress comes from gentle experiments and accumulated small wins, not from chasing perfection. You're not just following tips. You're designing your days for energy, clarity, and joy, step by step. Curiosity, compassion, and consistency will carry you further than any single tool. Master the basics, personalize the details, and watch how your days and your biology transform in ways that last. Chapter 18. Measuring progress and staying motivated. 3 weeks into her new biohacking routine, Sam stood in her kitchen, notebook in hand, tea in the other, feeling stuck. She'd swapped late-night screens for evening yoga, experimented with meals, and set an earlier bedtime. Yet some days she felt radiant, while others lagged with fatigue or indecision. Worse, her sleep tracker sometimes showed no improvement, and her energy journal seemed full of contradictions. She wondered, is any of this even working? If you've ever felt this way, you're in good company. Progress in health never moves like clockwork, and contradictory signals, a great mood but an off run, deeper sleep but lower motivation, are part of the journey. The secret isn't to chase perfect data, but to track what matters, spot meaningful patterns, and celebrate every small shift. What to track and why it matters. Your body is constantly giving you feedback, and intentional tracking amplifies your awareness. Here are the most telling metrics for any biohacker. Energy, your day's rhythm. Try a quick rating, 1 to 10, each morning, afternoon, and night. Mood. Use a simple scale or jot 3 words that capture your emotional state. Look for links between routines and mood shifts. Focus. Rate your ability to concentrate or note work flow blocks. What fueled them? What derailed them? Sleep. Use trackers, a journal, or even a calendar. Log bedtime, wake time, quality, and how you felt in the morning. Performance. Track steps, exercise reps, time to complete a task, or cognitive mini-tests, like reading speed or memory games. Journaling briefly each day, on paper or with a notes app, lets you spot trends over weeks, not just days. The rule: what gets measured gets managed. When and how to adjust your routine. Data is only useful if you act on it. Some key patterns to look for. Signs a routine is working. More days with steady energy, better sleep, improved focus, easier mood. Indicators you need to tweak. Persistent afternoon slumps, restless sleep despite effort, low motivation, or a plateau in physical/mental progress. When the feedback points to a sticking point, adjust a single variable, e.g., try more protein at breakfast, shift workouts to afternoon, tweak bedtime by 30 minutes. Test this change for at least 7 to 10 days. Keep tracking, see if metrics shift, even subtly, in response. Big overhauls rarely stick. Gentle course corrections build lasting change. Overcoming plateaus and mental blocks. Everyone encounters slowdowns. Plateaus often mean your body or mind is adapting, quietly building resilience before the next leap. Here's how to break through. Try micro-experiments. Add or swap. A 5-minute walk, new recipe, or a different meditation style. Alter timing or sequence. Move your hardest task to a different time or bundle stretches right after a shower. Gamify the process. Set short challenges. 7 days of morning journaling or 3 tech-free evenings. Mindset shift. Instead of "I'm stuck," try "This is new data." Plateaus aren't failures. They're guideposts. Mental resilience comes from celebrating small wins and viewing every setback as information, not evidence of defeat. Biohacking is a lifestyle, not a phase. Lasting change is not built on intensity, but on integration. To make biohacking sustainable, build gradually, 1 or 2 new habits at a time, reinforced by consistency. Highlight the big hitters. Nutrition, sleep, daily movement, and stress management deliver exponential results. Major in these, then optimize details. Track and reflect. A weekly check-in keeps accomplishments visible, offers time for review, and stops drift before it starts. Use support. Journals, habit apps, and biohacking buddies make the process more fun and less lonely. Celebrate and share. Mark progress, however small. Success compounds over time. Biohacking is an evolving journey. It's about adapting as life changes, not striving for a mythical finish line. Motivational reflection, growth, not perfection. True transformation isn't about strict streaks or flawless logs. It's about noticing how your energy, mindset, and health shift, sometimes subtly, sometimes in leaps. By measuring what matters, listening to your body's signals, and adjusting with curiosity, you keep progress alive. Even slow, irregular improvement is powerful. Keep experimenting. Give yourself grace for setbacks and patience during flat spells. Every new insight, every choice to keep going, strengthens your knowledge and your well-being. Sustainable results are born from small, smart, consistent acts, backed by self-awareness and compassion. The real reward is not just a fitter mind or body, but the confidence that you can grow, adapt, and thrive for a lifetime. Conclusion: the lifelong biohacker mindset. Imagine standing at the end of this journey. As you turn the last page, you might still recognize the same reflection in the mirror, but the feeling is unmistakably new. Your mornings hold more energy than they used to. Your afternoons don't slump so hard. And somewhere in between, focus and mood now arrive with greater consistency. Your sleep is deeper, recovery faster. The aches fade in favor of movement and curiosity. You start to realize the biggest changes weren't dramatic. They were the subtle stacking of tiny habits, woven day after day, choice after choice. Biohacking doesn't reward grand gestures. It honors the quiet courage of small steps, repeated. Just as a single dollar grows on compound interest or a snowball builds as it rolls, your simplest daily experiments accumulate. Each mindful glass of water, morning walk, intentional meal, and evening wind down adds a thin layer to resilience, clarity, and strength. Individually, each act might seem trivial. Together, they become your foundation. The power of small steps. Many people chase huge overhaul, but real transformation is honest and incremental. Most lifelong change is the result of steady, compounding progress. The snowflake that leads to an avalanche, the planted seed that turns into a forest. You might not notice it in a day, but month by month, the garden of your habits grows so full that old obstacles seem to dissolve on their own. You are never asked for perfection, only consistency and patience. One confusing day or missed habit will never erase the gains of 10. Success is built not in flawless streaks, but in gentle recommitments and continuous learning. Biohacking is a conversation between your biology and your intention. What do I need right now? What can I adjust? That's how wisdom grows. Learning from feedback, growing with data. Consider your body a personal laboratory and your lived experience the most valuable source of data. Every day is an experiment. How does breakfast impact focus? Afternoon sunlight shape mood? Sleep routines influence recovery? Journaling energy, mood, and sleep, even for a few minutes, reveals patterns and guides adjustments. Feedback loops aren't there to judge, they exist to empower. Track what matters, celebrate even slight progress, and treat setbacks as lessons. If a strategy doesn't work, it's just information for the next iteration, not a verdict on your effort. Each piece of self-tracking brings you closer to understanding your unique biology. Instead of giving up when challenges arise, you become a scientist in your own journey, tweaking, testing, and evolving toward greater clarity and well-being. Curiosity and experimentation, the lifelong fuel. Biohacking is born of curiosity, the spirit that asks, what happens if I try this? Or could there be a better way? Experimentation brings playfulness and lightness to the process. You can test morning movement, intermittent fasting, new supplements, or novel meditation styles, always safely and mindfully. Each experiment, big or small, builds resilience, adaptability, and confidence. Even if some attempts fail, your willingness to try, observe, and learn ensures each setback becomes a stepping stone. Over a lifetime, experimentation keeps the process alive, helping you evolve as your needs change and as science opens new doors toward limitless living. Biohacking, at its core, is a philosophy for limitless living. It's not a checklist of hacks to finish, but an invitation to optimize body, mind, and environment in harmony, year after changing year. Your journey doesn't end with the last chapter. It grows with your questions, curiosity, and self-respect. Your health, energy, and performance are not election cycles or expiration dates. They're living journeys, guided by awareness, evidence, and the invitation to live more freely, energetically, and purposefully. Reflective takeaway. Let each small action, each glass of water, stretch, breath, and journal note remind you, you are the architect of your vitality. Measured experiments, mindful responses, and playful curiosity are the building blocks. Every consistent choice, every learned lesson, is a vote for your best life. In this lifelong process of biohacking, become more than a sum of habits. Become wise, resilient, and awake, prepared to meet each day with energy, gratitude, and the confidence that you are always able to adapt, improve, and thrive. Welcome to the journey of lifelong biohacking. Your next experiment begins now. Remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It begins with awareness. It grows through curiosity, and it lasts through consistency. Every small step you take toward optimization compounds into extraordinary results. You are your own best experiment, your own best guide. This is the journey toward limitless living. Thank you for listening to Biohacking for Beginners. Unlock your body's full potential with simple science-based habits by Dr. Mariah Hartman. To explore more, connect with the author or find additional resources in the accompanying digital guide. Stay curious, stay consistent, and remember, optimization begins within.